What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter.
Na 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 na.
Na 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 na
Na na na na na.
Do you know the hat, the hoodie under the bomber,
I created a monster.
the Eminem rap? It just doesn't quite match up with the pipe.
Which one?
Do you know what I mean?
Fuck you.
You look like an autistic kid who's been...
That's not new though, is it? That's not just happened. That's been going on for a while. And I've got to wear my fucking driving glasses today, which is making me feel like the fucking accountant's gone, well, I've got a bloody a rap battler on today. So I've put a baseball cap on, bloody snap back. And
it
I'm
just
still
looks
wearing
like a kid who's like, I want my hoodie, and I want my jacket, and I want my glasses, and my hat, and my headphones, and my pipe.
I've got everything. Mate, I am a modern Guess Who staple. If we did a fucking Have a Word Guess Who.
Yeah. But you've got everything on.
Is he a nonce? Click.
Has he got a hat on? Like you... See,
that's too much.
You know that old hack line that compares use when they're comparing, and there's like a bald guy with a beard in the audience at Hot Water, and you're like, fucking hell, mate, you look like every character from Guess Who.
Yeah.
Right. You know that line? I hate it because it doesn't make sense, does it? Because if you look like every guest from Guess Who, then you'd either you'd all get them put down or none get put down.
It only works that you look like so and so from Guess Who if they are like completely bald with like a ginger beard.
Yeah.
And then they really do look like...
Then they don't look like the women.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but they don't look like everyone. It's just a very Guess Who look.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, thanks for that. You do start by a lot of podcasts by sort of turning left and then giving me a fucking like fashion run through. Like what? Like it's a very, considering we like.
Well, you play up to that. You wear stuff to provoke me.
Yeah. But it's a predominantly heterosexual podcast. But we do start like, what's going on here, babes? What's this and what's that?
I don't know. You go heterosexual because I'm wearing pink. Is this homophobic?
No, I mean, we are a heterosexual podcast, aren't we?
But did that come into your head because I'm wearing pink and you're like straight?
No, I think you're getting a bit defensive about it.
Yeah.
Guess who's gay? So, how you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm okay. I want to start by talking about the potential of us winning an award from a website that we've sort of...
Another award.
Another. Second. Would this be our second?
Yeah.
I've lost count.
Joe.
One.
One.
Well, if we win an award every year, though, I'll take that.
Yeah, they get me awards. One. Two. So Chortle.
Was that a fucking reference that I didn't get?
It's a famous Scouse video.
Yeah,
all right.
Get me coat. Now they get me coat. One. Two. Do you really want to see what happens when I
get
say
to 3?
Is that in the snooker hall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
I showed you.
Bloody, and that's a YouTube video that young bloody lads from Liverpool and the Merseyside area enjoy on the internet.
So on.
Carry on.
Comedy industry website Chortle are doing their annual awards, the Chortle Awards.
Yeah.
But they're doing a twist on it because obviously comedy has been largely non-existent for the best part of a year. So they're doing their Lockdown Legends, sponsored by Audible as well, which is Amazon's book thing.
Nice.
I think. And That was really weird. You both put headphones on at the exact same time, and you look like creepy twins in a
The
killer film.
Thunderbirds. We're ready to go, lad.
Adam's talking about the industry. Oh, let's learn.
So they're taking public nominations for comedians who've like put out content to get them through lockdown. Now, you know, I don't want to say that we definitely deserve that award, but to do an episode every day during lockdown one, over 150 episodes in total, amass 2,500 patrons and build the first purpose-built podcast in the UK.
Yeah.
There's many.
Woo!
There's
Yeah! Come on, I'm trying to hype it up.
there's many people
Many!
who would say
Loads!
would say
Chitter chatter.
that we
What are they saying, Adam?
that we might have earned a nomination from our listeners.
You're fucking too right! Woo! That's my dog! That's my dog right there! Don't you ever step up to a fucking... What are we doing? A podcast or YouTube channel. Motherfucker.
Can you tell we have a hip-hop guest today?
Yeah, so we would just like if you went to our Twitter or if you're a patron, there's a post on Patreon as well. You can find the link and on Instagram as well. The link's on there too. And just vote for us.
And listen, it's not just to support us.
In fact, we'll put it in the bio of this video as well.
We'll put it in the bio. It's not just to support us and to give us that boost for the work we've done. We already do that. If you subscribe to this on YouTube, if you download it, if you go beyond that and you're a Patreon, we love your support and we appreciate it. And that's what we do it for. But we also want this recognition, not just for us, but to sort of take that recognition and then stuff it up the arse of everyone in the industry that we don't like. Woo! This is our house! I mean, we got a lease, but this is our house.
How funny would it be if we rejected the award? If we got all of our listeners, patrons, fans, followers to go through this, and then industry website Chortle, which in the past has been accused of being slightly negatively biased towards northern working class comics. I think that's fair to say. I think maybe it would be really funny if they were like, we'd like to give you this award because, you know, thousands of your listeners got in touch and we were just like, you know what, lad? Shove it up Mother Teresa's cunt! That was our public.
How are you saying that? Email, voice note.
Yeah.
Video form.
Does Mother Teresa write for Chortle? Is she one of the? She's one of the other reviewers.
No, but that'll make it even better because then they'll be like, "Why are you bringing her into it?" They're like, if you were listening, you'd know.
I honestly, I've always got on with Chortle, and I've got on with them a lot better since 2018 when Steve Bennett, who is the creator and editor, and he's the boss at Chortle, and he does the a large amount of their reviewing in Edinburgh, but he also has second and third sort of guys that he goes to, like secondary reviewers. And I can sum up every Steve Bennett Chortle review I got in 4-5 fringes by doing this noise. This is his review of me, like, huh? That's basically what he gave me. Some combination of, huh? Like, never like, and never like, ah! Always like, And then in 2018, when I did my best show, he didn't review it, and fucking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came on as the super sub and gave me a 4.5 stars early in the fringe. And at one point on Chortle, no one had a 5. So they do it in a league table style. This was like literally got my dick hard, that fringe. No one had a 5. And then me and David O'Doherty had 4.5. And because my name, D-A-N, is before D-A-V, I was top of the fucking league. I was like Southampton in October. Fucking shut the league off now. Fucking brilliant. No more reviews, again. We're done with reviews. Let's go home.
They gave me in my breakout year in Edinburgh, which was 2018, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were my first good review. I got 4 from them.
Wasn't your breakout year 2017?
No, that was my best show.
The one in the caves, the big room, when we did all that flyering together.
That was 2018.
Was that your breakout year?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, of course it was. Yeah, you got the award. Yeah. Your breakout year room was 3 times bigger than my 6th venue. It's good fun, isn't it? Do you ever feel sick, nauseous, when you're talking?
Yeah. I got a 4-star from Steve Bennett at Chortle.
Do you want to swap the mugs out?
No, I'm good with caffeine, sarcasm, and inappropriate thoughts.
I'm fine with I love cock. That must have been weird for the audio. Sorry, guys, we've got some visuals going on. We're a YouTube channel
as well as podcast.
Grow up.
Yeah, they kicked off that year for me. To be fair, like
Right.
I got off, and Chortle's weird because the general public don't give a flying fuck about it because they don't know what it is. But everyone in the industry, especially during the Edinburgh Festival, everyone reads Chortle. So like when you have a bad Chortle review, like I did in 2016, every time you walk into a bar for like a day and a half, everyone looks at you like your mum's just died.
Yeah. It's honestly that annoying. It's that annoying.
When you get a good one, you walk in and you're like, mate!
I know.
Mate!
I didn't get another review the whole Fringe. Chortle, fair fucks to Chortle. He goes out, he makes a point of, I'm going to review as many as I can. Like some more reputable. I mean, all that studentjizzbiscuit.co.uk, that doesn't count. They're like, we reviewed lots of shows. We got children from year fives all over Midlothian. That doesn't count. I'm talking about the Scotsman, the Herald,
The thing
Times,
is, though,
the Telegraph.
here's the thing, now. If they gave you 4 or above, you'd put it on the poster, wouldn't you?
You're fucking right. I got...
We're sitting here going, student jizz biscuit, year fives, fucking idiot, 4.5 stars, you're saying?
If an 8-year-old Scottish kid's like, I thought it was quite nice, and he moved around and made funny noises, I'd be like, good on you, kid, you're on the fucking poster next year. Yeah, he gets around to everyone, so he does. You've got to give him that. He really does make the effort of reviewing, doesn't he? I can't remember what my point was, but I know we all give Steve Bennett shit, but at least he reviews all of the things. The problem with it is that what? Go on. Go on.
So I've known something for a while.
What?
So a good few years ago now. It must be like
quite a while ago.
6 years, maybe 7 years ago.
I think it was when I was in Blue. So how long ago was that then?
6 years.
7.
24, 15, something like that.
Don't know. I've really tried to block a lot of Baby Blue out of my mind.
So there was a Twitter account that went viral amongst the comedy community, and it was a Steve Bennett parody account, and there was a lot of very famous people tweeting it, saying it was very funny. Like Ahmed Jalili tweeted it, Jimmy Carr tweeted it, I think, at one point. They're like, "This is hilarious. Whoever runs this account needs to make themselves known." And until this moment, the identity of its creator has been anonymous, and it was Carl.
Oh my God, is that true?
It's mad because do you like your formative comedians, like the ones you watched when you're growing up?
Yeah.
Ahmed Jalili was one of mine. I loved Ahmed Jalili.
That's great.
And he tweeted me and said, whoever runs this account is a genius. I was like, Ahmed Jalili's just called me. I was like, what?
Yeah, so what did you do on the parody account? Because I'm really glad that just before we announced who that parody account was that Steve Bennett will definitely know about, I was like, you know what, fair fucks to him, he reviews everyone and that's a really positive thing.
He followed
and
me?
Now let's tell, did he follow it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then
I think he followed it to see what it was saying.
Yeah.
Did he retweet it?
Yeah. Did he retweet it? Did you get a message from Steve Bennett going, whoever this is an absolute genius?
Because that's more than he's ever said about either of us.
Yeah, that's true. The one time he was nice about me, it was his fucking substitute.
Because I don't know if he still does it now, but there was a thing that he used to always spell people's names wrong.
Yeah.
So I followed.
Did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah. A common criticism of him is that he doesn't spell check his reviews,
Right.
including the names of the comics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. We're not winning this award if we're saying this.
So I used to reply.
And the winners are Adam ROWE and Dan Nightingale.
He becomes the industry reviewer of a version of that African sports results guy. I didn't know.
But I used to reply to tweets and misspell people's names wrong and say, great tweet, 3 out of 5, but reads like a 4.
Oh, nice.
Just the usual
Nice.
shit.
Jokes. Funny in-joke. Comics love that sort of shit.
That's not the only Twitter account you've had where you've been a bit of a cunt with it.
Oh, my favourite ever.
The Sky helped us.
I wish I could I would do this now. I used to do this when I was a fucking idiot. I'm still over 20. I made a Twitter handle called Sky Help UK. and it was very similar to the actual Sky Help.
And did you use the logo?
Oh, if you went on the Twitter, the only thing was different, it didn't have a blue tick.
You're basically, without being a cunt, you're doing the same thing that like those texts like fishing for details of banks come. NatWest, you've just had a cancellation on your card. Send us your details. And you're like, well, it looks official. And then you go on a website and they've made it look official. Yeah. You were doing the piss take version of that
So what I'd do is I'd search Twitter for people who were tweeting Sky Help, and I'd go for people who weren't maybe tech savvy. I wouldn't go for like, get onto it, you get onto it. And they'd go, Sky Help, my internet's gone off. This is a fucking joke. I pay £50 a month. And then I'd reply quickly and say, like, we're not fucking arsed that your internet's gone off. By the looks of your picture, you're an ugly cunt. Shit like that. And he'd go, well, I'm going to fucking Virgin. And I'd be like, well, fair fuck, we're not going to miss you and all that. And like,
we're Sky.
Yeah. But I'd do ones like, why's my connection gone awful? I'd be like, where do you live? And they go, like, Rotherham. I go, because it's a shithole. I'm on asked about Rotherham internet. You can go and get fucked. And then Twitter shut me down.
Yeah.
I was doing it for about a month, and it was the funniest thing.
Yeah. Big multinationals will probably ask another big multinational to shut that shit down. God, Carl, that's really fucking good.
Oh, it was so funny because then you'd see like the people he was tweeting it at thought this was someone who worked for Sky. They weren't getting onto it, so they replied and be like, I've never been spoken to this way by customer service in my life. This is disgusting. I want to speak to your manager. I am the manager, you stupid old bitch.
That is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was great.
Oh, good on you.
Speaking
fake accounts, eh?
Speaking of anonymous Twitter accounts, have you seen the thing that's kicking off with on Twitter with the That's a White Lineup account? Have you seen this?
No.
It's so dull.
Oh, I've got to talk about this though.
Yeah, but it's so. I mean, the subject's funny, but it's such a like.
I'm so 24 hours behind everything. I just like because don't enjoy Twitter for that. I'm still getting over baked beans on Weetabix. Go on.
So someone's set up.
Which isn't a thing, Chili Bean.
Someone's set up a Twitter account. What are you doing? You getting the Texan flag?
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't showed it yet, have we?
I got this in honour of our.
You're holding it the wrong way.
No. Is it the Lone Star? That's what it's called.
The Lone Star State.
Isn't it that?
That makes more sense, yeah.
We've got 2 patrons from Texas.
Yeah.
Texas Chili Bean and Zoreen.
And did one of them send us
or
it?
Zoreen. No, I just got it. I just saw it.
You paid for it?
Yeah.
That better not be going on the fucking expenses. I'm not paying for your vanity projects.
Already fucking done. Not paying for the vanity project. Fucking rat.
So someone has set up a Twitter account called @That's a White Lineup. And what they're doing is, for example, this week on 8 out of 10 Cats Countdown, we've got Jimmy Carr hosting, team captains John Richardson and Sean Locke, and the guests are David O'Doherty and someone else who's white. And then they'll quote tweet it with, "That's a white lineup," with the intention of pointing out the underrepresentation of people of colour in the comedy industry. Mm-hmm. And they quote tweeted a poster yesterday for an online gig with an entirely white lineup, without really considering the fact that all white online lineup was to raise money for a cancer hospice.
Right.
So they're pointing out.
Listen, BAME people get cancer too.
They do.
Yeah.
Here's my question. So they've obviously got an issue with the fact that this hospice, these evil bastards who run this cancer hospice, right? Mm-hmm. They have booked a comedy lineup, and they've neglected. Like, to be fair to them, to be fair to the hospice, got to give credit where it's due, right? Half of the people booked are women, half of the people booked are men.
Oh, come on.
They have 50-50 there.
What more can you do? Well, more.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So no people of colour though. So obviously, to be fair to this, That's a White Lineup, they are pointing that out. I'm just wondering, like,
love it. I love it when he asks me these questions.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan? Well, thanks for the loaded gun. Let me point it at my own head, Adam.
I'll tell you what I think if you want. I think it's really funny because this account has had quite a lot of love from the wokey part of the comedy industry, or like, we need to solve all injustices. Every time 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown doesn't have a person of colour on, that's a problem. You can always find, there's plenty of talented people of colour in our industry, and you should be making sure that they feel represented in every episode. And there's a lot of people who toe that line, and that's what they do. And a big part of their job in comedy is making sure everyone is doing things okay. And what I really love is when someone takes that too far, so even those people go, nah! It's a hospice, mate! It's a fucking charity gig for a hospice! You're on your own!
I love being woke, but I also don't like criticising places where people go to be cared for as they die.
I also want to know how the person who's like criticising them for the comedy lineup, like, are they also like going to look into, you know, the staff at the hospice, make sure all of those people, you know, equal men and women, equal people of colour and white people, and then are they going to go and check the beds of the patients and be like, there's just too many white people dying in this hospice.
Sorry, Margaret, you're too white for this hospice. Get in the car park. Yeah, fade away outside as we
like,
get...
at what point are they going to start campaigning for more people of colour to be getting cancer and stuff?
No, they're just going to tweet about it and do the classic Twitter like, aren't they? That's the...
Yeah. And what's really funny is another comic called Darius Davis has found out who is behind the account and has started tweeting them saying, this is you. And she's going, it isn't. I'm behind the other one. And then he replied and said, well, unless you've got the same IP address or you just sit next to this person at the same internet cafe, they both definitely you, because I done some digging.
Good on you, Darius Davis. Yeah, just...
Who is it?
There's nothing wrong with pointing out the representation stuff. There's absolutely fine. But it also paints the industry out to be just so like overtly racist. Like we sit
and the racism is very quiet in comedy. We keep it to the green room and WhatsApp groups
and, and our YouTube show. But it really like, that's a white lineup, and it almost like I get it when you've got your angle on things and you're like, we need more representation. But as an industry, that is something that has been worked on and we are working on. Like it's not like it almost paints us like a whole industry going, no, it's no problem. I just get white lads on all the time. Like, there are these discussions in the forums, in dressing rooms, on bills. And of course, if you look at the industry and there is a majority of white people in the industry on stage promoting, but like the hard fact is, and there's no angle on this politically, there is a majority of white people in this country. It's just a fucking numbers game. And to just be like, that's a white lineup, you're like, it almost suggests, without any articulation, it suggests that we're all going, yeah, we're absolutely fine with that, and we couldn't give a fuck. And you're like, we do. People do care. We're aware of it. We all work at it. It's just not as easy as sitting on a Twitter account and going, well, I'm a good person, and you're obviously not. Send. It's just like so shitty.
And I also think, like, I see a lot of sort of white knights, and by that I mean white-skinned knights, who are like, I agree with this and we need to really solve this, but then they're the people getting the opportunities as well. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you see like a TV lineup like Mock the Week or something, and someone goes, oh, well, they're all white men, and then there's people who've done this series of Mock the Week going, yeah, it's really bad actually, and you're like, well, turn it down.
Yeah.
Say totally. No and suggest someone.
Also, just go through the lineups on Mock the Week. Fucking hell, it's not just all white men, is it? Like more than anything, if you're
white men from the same school,
if you're funded by fee payers like the BBC, they work so much on diversity, like sometimes to the point where it's criticised because you're like, God, you're ticking boxes. But yeah, it's very difficult. More interestingly, who at the hospice is booking the lineup?
I think it's the patients.
Right.
I think they all picked their favourite comedian.
Do you not think one of the nurses is like, honestly, we're losing. Room 4 is going, hang on. Just trying to book more white comedians. He's not breathing. I'm trying to get a comedy night going. For fuck's sake. How do you spell Spiky Mike? That'd be amazing if everyone...
I think there's no E. I think it's SPIKY. I think.
If everyone who did a charity night had to source the comedians themselves, like, got any recommendations? Guys, breathe in, breathe out. Let's try and do it. Go on. Any recommendations? Little Timmy.
I like Steve Shanyaski.
Oh God, we'll phone him. Do you know the number?
Well, that's very good, Timmy, but we've actually already got 4 white people on, so you can't have your favourite one. Enjoy heaven.
I'm struggling to breathe. Timmy, are you a racist? I'm dying. You're a dying racist.
Yeah, what did they do if, like, there's a kid with, like, 3 days left to live and he just really wants to see Russell Kane, but the rest of the lineup's already white men? Do you go, no, you cannot have him. We have got to get Dane Baptiste on. Stop being selfish, Timmy. Wipe that blood up.
What's wrong with Dane Baptiste?
Nothing. I like Dane. I just particularly like Russell.
He'll be gone soon. Better for it, Tim.
The amount of dead children, hypothetical dead children on this
I know,
podcast.
we made that a kids' hospice. We made that a kids' hospice.
For no reason.
For no reason.
And the only reason we had to was because you called him Timmy and no adults
know.
called Timmy.
I know.
Only...
Mallet.
No, but there's not many, like, normal kids called Timmy either, is there?
No, they're always dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always
My
late.
best mate's-
Go-to dying
Yeah,
kids.
it's
That's
the
why
kids
there's no adults called Timmy. They all die as children.
What a bunch of silly fucks we are. It's a difficult conversation to get out of comedically, but I think we really did quite well there to be like, yeah, representation, tricky. But more importantly, who books hospice gigs?
If you got asked to do a hospice gig under normal circumstances, non-COVID, right?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Mate, you didn't even have to finish the sentence. If a hospice go, we want to raise money for a hospice, you have to be like, yeah.
Would you take the fee?
No, you can't take a hospice.
So it's in
fee.
Manchester. They're paying $250 for 20 minutes.
I don't know that I haven't taken a fee. I sometimes don't check the charity. Like, basically, if someone emails and goes, we've got a charity gig and it's on a Friday, I'm like, shut up! Tom! Upset me!
Upset me.
Nasty bitch! I'm like, I'm never doing a charity gig. I love charity, Adam, and I love raising kids. Raising kids? Raising money is
good. Father
I love
dad.
raising kids. Apparently, I've got more than one, which is possible. I love raising money for, you know, Timmy and dying children and all that. And I do charity gigs, but never on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Because, you know, let's get real. I love making money for, you know, charities, but only on nights where I've got no other possible work.
So you don't always check the charity, and you have taken fees from charity gigs before. So for all you know, little Timmy could have... We needed a 9th ventilator, but... Dan Nightingale just cost that bit more.
What do you think I'm getting ventilator money, mate? I'm getting catheter money.
Just piss all over the floor.
Yes, it stinks again.
Well, speak to Dan Nightingale. We should have got Steve Shanyaski, to be fair. He's a nice person.
I get asked to do a lot of charity gigs, and I do like 1 or 2 a year for expenses. You get asked to do too many though, don't we? Like, it's not our responsibility to make sure everyone survives.
I've been doing it 19 years. It was my 19th birthday as a comedian 2 days ago. And when I started out, I said yes to nearly every gig and every charity gig. And it's just a reality when you're out of the house 5, 6, 7 nights a week doing what you do. If someone goes, could you come and do this for £54.50? You're like, nah, because I'm not a big name. I'm not going to sell you tickets. So you're asking a favour. And every year I do a handful of these gigs. Some I take a fee on if I know the person, or if realistically, if it's somewhere like a hospice, you would consider just not taking the fee. But what I try to do is make sure it's affiliated to a comedy club. If we're being serious, that's the way to get around it. So if someone goes, we've got a charity and we've rented a hotel suite, not in a suite, like a function room, I'm like, nah, because it's going to be bad. But if the Frog or Hot Water go, we're raising money for this thing and it's on a Tuesday or Wednesday, do you want to come down? I'm like, yeah, I'll help out.
What I tend to do, and this is the honest truth, if I've got the time, and if it's someone I know and they've asked me, I'll always try and make it work. If I've got the time, I'll try and make it work. If they offer a fee, on the email or the text or whatever, I'll always say that's great. And then I'll judge whether I'm going to take the fee by how well the gig goes. Like, if I do the gig and it's lovely, I'm like, put that towards the charity. And if I die on my arse, I'm like, I'm getting some new shoes.
Yeah, and that's fine. And now I think you're in a different position. But 2 years ago, 3 years ago, same for me. Up until 4 or 5 years ago, I was paying off debt.
Rent.
I was trying to fucking get a mortgage.
Yeah.
So
and if you're doing
it was
a
working
gig, especially
night.
if it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, if you're doing that gig, you're not doing a 200 quid club gig.
However, if you get to a certain level, those boys don't take fees and they sell tickets. Now they will get requests through the fucking nose, won't they? Like Russell Kane, Jason Manford. That's they must say no to so many things. And then you might have to sort of pick what's your lane? Is it because people do this when they get celebrity, don't they? They basically pick their charity or they almost pick their cause.
What's your charity going to be if we get that big? Mine's going to be Save the Spotted Owl.
Oh, yeah. That's so weird. You know, because mine's the non-spotted owl. Yeah.
So why don't we just, as a podcast, just
Save
save all the
owls.
owls?
Yeah.
Save the owls.
Save the owls.
I think you've got
what
to
type
pick,
of owl? White owls? Yeah. White
I think
owls.
really, you've got to pick a charity that affects you, haven't you? So that you, like, or might affect you. So for me, heart disease.
IBS.
IBS isn't really a charity, is it?
Yeah.
Although, when we discussed on a recent episode that I nearly pooed myself, someone has DM'd me a link to the IBS Network's website where you can get yourself a little card that says, I might poo on the floor, let me use your toilet.
Mama like that. Mama like
Oh, I tell you, if you're going to slide into Adam Rowe's DMs, do it with poo-based info.
You get a poo
Hey,
card.
Adam.
What?
You get a poo card.
You can get a poo card, which basically says, I know I'm not a customer, please let me use your toilet, I've got a medical emergency.
Would you use that?
And honestly, on the back it says flip round. Do you also want to suck
Genuinely-
my dick because I'm dead sexy? I need to poo here. It is a poo emergency. Look at my card. I am a pooer. And on the back, that's my phone number because you want to fuck me. When I've used several baby wipes, I'm ready, lady. You're a sexy fucker, aren't you? Get a poo card.
Can someone please send us a poo card? Because Adam won't do it. He's lazy.
Oh, apply for Adam's poo card.
Yeah.
Can we have it knocked up? Come on, guys.
Is it like a blue badge?
It's like a blue badge, but I get to park my ass on the toilet seat.
Could you imagine if you put it in your car? Just parked up right in front of like a fucking... right where the ambulance is going. In front of casualty. Oh, he's got a poo card, don't worry. There's all the smokers there with the like... the most depressing bit of any hospital is next to the main entrance with all the smokers like, I know I'm dying, but I just need another tab. And then Adam's in a bush like, it's in the window.
But you know,
Amazing.
you do know what I mean, though. You have to pick a charity that either has affected your life or could possibly affect you. So heart disease for me, because I'm quite fat and always.
Is there an ADD charity? Because I will give money if they want to do research. It'd be great. That affects me.
But like, there's no point like you doing, you know, like breast cancer. You haven't got tits.
It's been a rough winter.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, so what would your charity be?
Age concern?
Age concern.
Help the aged.
Can we make our own charity and send people free Parker pens when they sign up?
Yeah.
That's not a charity, is it? You're thinking of the Sun Life Guaranteed over 50 plan?
No, yeah. What are they called? The chuggers? The charity muggers?
Oh, yeah.
Finn, we've got more hours for you. Run Corner High Street. Good luck getting a fucking sign up there, kid.
Dan, have you had any of them letters to the post yet?
About what?
What are they called, Adam? Sun Life.
Sun Life, yeah. The Sun Life Guaranteed. No, he's not 50, is he?
Or is it 50?
Nearly 40. The Sun Life Guaranteed over 50 plan.
You get a gift pen.
Yeah.
And an alarm clock.
To write your will with.
Yeah. To sign away money. No, I'm not quite there yet. I'm 40 in a month, though.
Are you going to leave any monies to charity in your will? Or is it just going to be for your children?
If I die now, I'm leaving a life insurance policy and some debt to my wife. So,
but let's say...
And a Volvo XC70 worth about £4,700. Just
let's say you were worth 100 million and you die of a long, drawn-out AIDS.
Right.
A long drawn out 8.
Thanks for
Etta's
picking that one.
21. Your other kid is 17. Is that going to be right?
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Laura's, still married to you. She's been there by your side through the whole thing. You got 100 million quid.
Right.
How are you divvying up that 100 million between your family and charity?
Well, I have said before
And
on
colleagues.
this very
Colleagues.
colleagues. Nice one there. Fucking wedge that in, lad. No. Fuck help the aged. What about the lit?
Help the aged.
I don't think any child needs to inherit more than 30 million. We talked about this on an ancient podcast. I'm not the most easy. I'm not the most socialist person ever, but I really fucking massive. I really don't think people should be able to inherit more than that much. I think it's fucking ridiculous. So should we just give 30 mil to Laura, 30 mil to Etta, 30 mil to I think he's going to be called Jack. I think
4.5 mil to me and Carl.
So that's 10 mil, innit? Also, the kids aren't getting it till they're 30. They can have 30 on 30.
30?
30 million when they're 30 years old.
What if Etta becomes a crack addict in her late 20s and she needs it to get out of crack?
Right.
Just give them a mil every year till they're 30.
One thing, Adam, your understanding of drug culture is phenomenal. How do you get kids out of, if they're in the late 20s and they've become addicted to crack, what they need is millions of pounds all at once. Because I don't know if you know about crack addicts. What they really need is a massive cash influx.
Yeah, I'm just really struggling on crack, Dad. If you could just give me 20, 25 million. I'm going to invest in property.
It'll be gone in about a fortnight.
Wouldn't you give
As
them-
every crackhead in Chester's rolling round. Have you seen the crackheads in Chester recently? All of a sudden they just turned up in like pimped out hats. Fucking hats.
Look at my hat. Do you mean pimp hats?
Cracked out. Every crackhead
a hat with a spinning rim.
They're spinning, cracker, they're spinning.
What would all the crackheads in Chester do if they just got if Etta turned up and she was one of the Chester crackheads?
Probably sort their lives out.
No, Adam, they'd get more crack.
No, they wouldn't. They're
Yes.
only addicted to crack because of their socio-economic conditions.
Shut up, you vagina! It'd just be like Crackmageddon in the middle of Chester. The lanes and all these crackers oh damn, the dogs would be on crack.
No, because if they've got 30 mil, there's not 30 million pounds worth of crack flying around Chester at
There
the minute.
would be though, wouldn't there?
I think you might get some imports from the local area. I think the drug dealers in Wrexham would be like, oh, what? Well, we'll make the fucking journey. 10 million, it leaves me with 10 million. Okay. Sad that I had to talk about my daughter being a crackhead down the line, but once again, my daughter gets mentioned.
You've got 10 million left and you're dead, so you don't
10
need
mil.
it.
Now, there is an Irish comedian. What's his name? He was in Father Ted, and he's a fucking brilliant comic.
Ardlo Hanlon.
No, he's got a grey beard. He lives in Glasgow, and he has a bit. Michael Redmond. Oh, he's such a fucking gem of a comic, is Michael Redmond.
Joe Pasquale stole his joke.
I think you'd only really see him at the stands now.
Yeah.
I don't know if he gigs a lot of places.
I've met him, he's dead nice.
But he is lovely. And he's also one of those guys who he looks like in The Big Lebowski, he looks like the cowboy. All right, the dude. Mm-hmm. And he's got that look. And he's got a bit about, wouldn't it be great if, every one of us left some money to someone completely random. If we all agreed to do it. And then that person would just keep getting fucking random bits of inheritance. Like, if we all just agreed to leave 10 quid to Christian Guru Murphy from the Channel 4 News, it'd just piss him off for fucking ages. His lawyer getting in touch going, Kristen, this is weird, but you've got another tenner for no reason. I absolutely love the idea of just dropping some go and see Michael Redmond, just absolutely out of nowhere, just fucking dropping a random amount of money on someone. So they'd be like chuffed and also nervous.
Kevin Webster.
Yeah.
Michael Lavelle.
Or someone that was a bit mental, and then basically get your lawyers to be like, I'll give you a 20 grand fee for doing this discreetly, but I want you to inherit I want you to leave £80,000 in cash to someone and just literally write, listen, this is from your friends in the KGB. Keep this quiet. We'll be back for it. And then just,
We'll be back for it.
yeah.
We'll be back for it.
So
The KGB, we'll be back for it.
So just give one of my Bel Air neighbours with dogs that poos on my fucking lawn just 80 grand so they can be like, oh, God, do you think we should spend it? No.
Wouldn't it be better
No,
to give
Nigel.
it to an enemy
Right.
and like grass them up for like drugs money
Okay.
on your deathbed?
Mine was just fucking with them, playing with them, whereas you actually want to see them prosecuted.
Yeah.
I think wouldn't they be able to trace that back?
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Not if it's in cash.
Have you got any enemies?
Who is your enemy that you want to see imprisoned? Let's end the section with it. Anyway, so Steve Bennett runs a website called Chortle. Separate conversation. No, go and have a little look on the Chortle thing. That would be really good if you could.
In our Instagram bio, the link is there. We tweeted about it. I'll put the link in our Twitter bio as well. It's in the description of this video. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll put it in the description on the audio upload as well. So it's very accessible. Go and nominate us and we'll win this award. And
whatever money we win, we'll leave to a hospice. Yeah.
only one that has equal members of black and brown dying children as it does white.
Okay, good. We're on for this win. See you after this message. For hospices. It's time to have a death with Adam and Dan.
And Lids, do you like a cheeky little gamble on the old sporting world? Well, I do, but I'm sick of getting beat by the bookies. Now, I've been going to bettinggods.com since they started sponsoring this podcast. They're a great sponsor to have on board, and they are the best tipsters in the betting game. Anything from tennis to ice hockey to footy, rugby, horse racing. If you want tips when it comes to betting, head to bettinggods.com right now, and they've got all sorts to help you beat the bookies and get a few winners. Go get some winners. Don't be a loser. You don't want to be losing your bets. You want to be winning your bets. Bettinggods.com. They're going to help you do that.
Okay. Are we all right? We're whipping through today. Very efficient today.
We are, yeah. I tell you what, mate. Buying a kettle. The fact we've gone a year in this place, nearly 9 months. How long have we been here? Something like that. About 9 months here, something like that.
I don't even think it's that. It's
Yeah.
like since July, innit?
We haven't had a kettle. And it drives me mad that come 2 p.m. every day, that fucking cafe shuts and I can't have a cup of tea or a coffee. This is my third coffee of the day. And I'm telling you right now, I feel fucking good.
Also, but you can tell he's like on it. This is what I'm like at about 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm finishing my second energy drink. And Etta's like, why is Daddy dancing? I'm totally addicted to caffeine. I have to leave today at a certain time because
Getting your balls waxed, aren't you, babe?
I'm getting my balls waxed. Yeah, I've got a balls wax. I mean, most places are legal, balls waxing. But I got like a black market ball waxing just because you need it, don't you? You know, when you're married and you've got a pregnant wife, you need wax balls. Laura's gone back to Nottingham this afternoon because she's got an appointment that she needs to go to with her dad because stuff's happening, and she wants to be there with her dad because it's a bit of a serious appointment. So she was like, so I'll be going Thursday, and I thought she was going to be coming back Thursday night, and she's coming back on Saturday morning. So it is me and my daughter for the first time in a year. It's been like daddy-daughter time because Laura's always been home. And when she's been away in the summer, she took Etta with her. I've had a few weekends, random weekends, where it's just been me in the house. And it's been a year. And like Etta's like, right, like I obviously, I'm a dad. She loves me. I love her. But like Laura's so much more important in the house. And I totally know it. Like, watching Etta deal with me if there's a problem, it's like, when you're bitching and someone goes, I want to speak to the manager. Like, I am basically the part-time member of staff that some Karen doesn't want to deal with. And that's how Etta is. If there's a problem, I'm like, right, this is what we're doing. And she looks at me like one of those Karens at customer service going, I'm not listening to you, you fucking dick. I want to speak to your higher
You've
up.
only got 2 stars on your Mackey's badge.
Oh my God. Laura's literally a regional manager coming in to do quality control for McDonald's from head office. I am some bellend like, I've got 1 star. I've only burnt myself on the fryer 3 times this month. Like, that's how she treats me until Laura goes away. And then she goes, all right, Dad's in charge. And this is what I do to deal with that. I just throw fucking money at it. So if I'm ever left alone in a parenting situation, it's never like, well, we'll just stay in and we'll do finger painting. Tonight we're going to Five Guys. We're going to do a picnic outside Five Guys. Me, Etta, throw money at it. Honestly, I'm gutted that things are closed tomorrow because I'd just do the same. We'd be at soft play. We'd be at the trampoline place. I'm going to be on Amazon going, just pick what you want, darling. You can just pick something.
Do you want to borrow mine and Carl's Nerf guns?
Oh my God, yeah. No, but she's fucking brutal with the Nerf gun.
Yeah, but you've got glasses on, so you're not going to lose an eye.
I don't know. I don't trust her. She's got a killer instinct.
Yeah.
We got Nerf guns at Christmas. We had to take the bullets off her because she just walk up to you and you're like, don't do it, don't do it. And she's like,
do you know you can hire hamsters?
What?
You could just hire a load of hamsters.
No, I want a brand new hamster.
Yeah, they are brand new.
What are you?
No, I
No,
don't.
they kill them when you're done with them.
All right, I don't want second-hand hamsters. You know, with the reputation of hamsters.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can hire hamsters?
You
to
can
do
hire thousands of hamsters.
Yeah. And
They- Keep your child entertained for a day.
is that .com?
I don't know the website. Just hire thousands of hamsters
Why?
because it'll keep her entertained.
Right.
And then, because all you do is you go, right, Etta, there's 3,743 hamsters here, and there better be 3,743 when I come back.
You actually can hire hamsters.
Fuck off! Where have you even heard that?
It's for advertising purposes.
Right. Or for dads with expendable income that are
Oh my God.
on their own.
You can hire camels. Can we hire them for the live show?
That's 100% going to go wrong, innit?
I want to see how much it costs to hire a camel.
Then you've got to hide a dead camel.
Who's killing it?
I just feel like between me and my daughter, there'd be
Would you ride a
be
camel?
dead camel.
Like if you were in like Camel Land, you know where they have camels?
Yeah! Camel Land!
Camel heads.
Where's that?
It's.
Welcome to Camel Land, just outside Llanelli.
Would you ride a camel though?
You mean Egypt?
Yeah.
Yeah, Camel Land.
Let's not call it camel.
Well, it
land.
turns out this is an all-white pod. Would you ride a camel in, Camely Land?
Yeah. Where camels grow?
Yeah, I'd give it a go.
I have in Egypt.
Yeah.
Have you ridden a camel?
Yeah, like 3.
All right, soz, Carl. Yeah, fucking grew up.
Rid loads of camels by me nans.
Yeah, I fucking grew up with camels. Who hasn't ridden the camel?
It's weird, like.
Right.
Is there any animal you wouldn't ride? Would you ride elephant?
Adam, do you want to help come and look after Etta? Because I love how your mind works. Lad, we need to rent hamsters, maybe a camel, or an elephant. You know the zoo's closed. Let's go and rob the zoo.
On last week's Patreon episode, I offered to help look after Etta with you, and you looked at me like I was saying something wrong.
No, you offered to move in with my wife, myself, and my child, and then in a really annoying way you love doing, just went, you're a knob, you don't know how to parent, I reckon I'd be dead good. And I just tried to put you, like our home life within a lockdown is already difficult. Just Adam Rowe turning up going, just on his phone going, you're doing that fucking wrong, mate. Get a fucking hamster. Minimum 10, Dan. Fucking grow up. But when Laura's not there, I'm open to any help. I'm not even joking. I'll break lockdown rules to have you come and help
in a
out.
bubble. Well, you could be working from home.
Yeah. Come
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
I'm inquiring about animals to hire.
Okay.
What do they ask for?
What have they got? Tigers?
I think so. Tigers.
We should get a tiger for the thank you show.
This is and I'm not messing.
All right, Tony Montana. How big do you think the Patreon is? Say hello to my girlfriend. There with the big bowl
I'm
of
genuinely
cocaine.
Tell me,
applying on
right?
behalf of Halloween.
Just imagine this, right? Imagine you'd been the patron of a podcast for a year, and post-lockdown happens, and then there's a thank you show to say thank you for all the patrons, and you walk in thinking it's just going to be a live record, and there's a fucking tiger there, and the main event of the night is a tiger trying to fight off an elephant and a camel.
So we need an elephant.
Would you rather live Finn fighting a... Come on, Finn. You've
Got tigers, camels, elephants.
You fight a lion.
Anything else?
Dingoes?
Dingoes.
Any dingoes?
For the fucking cash.
Hyenas?
Dingoes?
Dingoes or hyenas? We don't need both.
What are you...
I'll go with dingoes then. Dan,
What about a koala?
What do you need a koala for?
I don't want a fucking fighting animal. I want a
Well,
nice...
then you're not going to win, are you?
I want... is it for fighting?
It's going to be like Pokemon.
Oh, I thought it was like...
I get to control
I think
one.
they want them back.
I thought it was like a petting zoo. And, they got there, but you actually want to do live lion fighting.
Well, if it is like a petting zoo and they're meant to supervise it, we're going to need Finn to distract the animal woman so that we can make them fight.
How very gender positive that was. Animal woman.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
You teach me so much.
What?
In my head, it was an animal man.
Why?
I don't know.
It's because you picture men in every situation. Power.
Is that a strong coffee?
It says action required, so I'm guessing that's like what we're using them
Guns
for.
in there.
Huh? Like what we're using the animals for.
Fighting.
I've done that. Okay. So we've asked for tigers, camels, elephants, dingoes.
Could you also go on Aviva Insurance and check what our public liability would be to have a thank you show with 700 OG patrons and lions and tigers
We haven't asked for any lions.
fighting?
You're not even paying attention, are you?
Tigers, camels, elephants, dingoes, koalas.
How's that hard to remember?
That koala's fucked, innit?
Yeah, and I wanted a rhino.
Get two.
Times 2.
Someone's asked for some advice. And obviously from the last 5 minutes of podcasting, you can tell we're very serious adults that give advice out. This is from Connor. Afternoon, lads.
Afternoon, Nads.
Afternoon, lads. You need a fucking wipe. Need your advice on something. I've been speaking to this girl for a week now and met her a couple of times, but there is a big problem and I don't know how to tell her. This might sound harsh, but she has stunk of BO a few times when we've met. Says it's due to work and not going home after work and meeting me, but surely a shower is needed anyway. I have used an excuse. My ex has got back in touch with me to try and sort things out just so I can avoid her for a few days and think what is the best way to break it off with her. Any advice would be greatly appreciated as I don't know what to say and don't want to sound like a prick. Well, Connor, the best thing is to email us and we'll do it on a public episode. Okay.
Adam, fix your hood. Do me then. Nice one.
Right.
What's his question?
So he's been on a few dates with a girl.
And she stinks.
She's smelly.
There's no excuse for it. Like, there's no excuse for BO. Deodorant's like £1. I'll give her the £1. If she's listening to this, send me your PayPal and I'll lend you the £1. Right guard is £1. It's disgusting. People who stink a bow without having done some rigorous physical activity in the immediacy before it are a joke.
Now, there are some people that suffer hormonal stuff.
No, they're liars who just can't be arsed putting deodorant on.
But 99.9%, and even the people who say it's a hormonal thing, are the people that aren't washing themselves properly. Can I also suggest it's the clothes a lot of the time? Mm-hmm. Because if you wear something and sweat into its pits and don't wash it, you can be clean if your clothes stink of BO and people go, oh my God, I can smell BO. And you're like, no, I had a shower today. You're like, yeah, but fucking moron, smell your clothes.
Do you know what smell I think is worse than BO as well? Do you know when you wash a wash, right? And then you leave the washing wet for like a day and a half and then you dry it.
Stale.
Like that musty. That smell, that like
moldy.
Yeah, because like you've technically done everything right. You've washed your fucking stuff. You've dried your stuff, But guess what? It's not fucking clean.
Yeah, you're not meant to leave it in the fucking drum for 2 days.
That's a
like,
worse smell.
God.
I'd rather a woman be literally covered in shit than wear those clothes.
I don't agree with you. Oh, no, not slightly musty smell. I'd rather have shit everywhere. You smell of human feces,
Not
love.
poo then, but wee.
Right, okay.
Wee's a bit sexy anyway, isn't it?
Nah, not all of it. Not usually the smell of wee on clothes. Not a lot of sexy ladies are like, I'm into piss and my clothes stink of it. It's usually old men who are like, I can't aim very well. Yeah.
I've just remembered a guy I used to deliver the paper to.
Oh, no.
He was a pissy old man.
Oh, no.
And that smell's just hit me in the face again. Do you know, like when you get a smell memory and they're strong,
warm,
aren't
innit?
they?
It's a warm smell.
Yeah. Like I can feel his piss smell on my face. Do you know what I mean?
Well, at least it wasn't mouldy clothes, Adam.
I can see his pinstripe kecks that he wore every single day with the same stains in the same place. They were never any different. They were like pinstripe suit pants, and he had them on at 3 PM with a fucking wife beater vest on. Ugh. His
Mate,
long grey hair.
If you work in care homes, I fair fucks to you. And I know there's been clapping for carers and all of that stuff. And I'm not really getting into that bullshit, but it is a job that it's not easy, that is it? Like to be, I've got a really old grandparent now. My 2 other grandparents passed away about 4 or 5 years ago. And visiting them at an old people's home is like, oh, Jesus, it's the reality of life. And it's also that stuff.
And old
fair
people's
fucks to
home.
you. If you can do it and you care for people and you help out people that have got to that level of life, good on you.
An old people's
Appreciate
home
you.
smells like a butcher's where the fridges have been off for a couple of days.
It's the worst.
Do you know, like warm pork, warm raw pork? That's what old men and women smell like together.
So visiting my nana and granddad for that 4 or 5 years when they were in that old people's home was so mental. My sister can't do it, and she was fucking amazing. Like her and nana were so close after my mum died. They were like literally inseparable and loved each other to bits. But my sister couldn't go and detach from what was going on in the room. She couldn't detach from that smell that you're talking about, like the weird smell of hot pot, musty clothes, and death. Yeah. And like some people can just go in there and go, right, it's bad, but I'll click it into gear. And I could do that. But my sister walked in and you could see it. I visited her a few times. She was like, oh God. Oh my God. It's really hard.
It's horrible.
But you also have to detach from what's going on. Like the women who have just lost some of their airs and graces and probably were like dirty girls when they're like late teens, early 20s. And it's sort of in a weird childish way just reverted to that. So they are 90 years old. They're at death's door, but they're like giving off that sort of like pre-1950s wanna fuck vibe. Like, hello. Oh, you're a handsome man. You're like, oh my God. She's trying to slide into my old-fashioned DMs.
I find it mad to look at an old woman and think she used to want to fuck. Do you know what I mean? No. You know when you see like a really like frail one of them and you think at some point like she wanted dick and lots of it. Like I really struggle to
she didn't necessarily, but she could have.
Yeah. But I mean those like flirty ones. Because like when I started visiting my granddad when he was in the home towards the end, right, I was definitely feeling some vibes for me off these old women. Like these old women wanted the ROWE bags D.
Yeah. Also,
and I was like,
it's the youth as well, isn't it? Like young.
Yeah, because she knows I could go for ages.
Yeah, that's what
do you know what I mean? Not like her fucking deceased husband.
Fucking hell, I could put my teeth in, he could knock them out.
But like, they're looking at you like, but like, I find that so far removed from, you know, sexiness.
Well, on Monday's Patreon, we talked about which...
But I would do it.
Yeah, we talked about which mature, older, famous ladies you'd buy. If you're not a patron, you're missing out. Adam went into detail how he would chat up Meryl Streep. But you asked me, like, what would you say to a famous... And I driving away, I was like, I didn't really come up with an answer. And it's because I couldn't do it. I'd be like...
No, but Meryl Streep's different to a woman who smells like piss in a nursing home.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not wrong.
What's your top limit, though, for like... I saw this amazing thing I don't know what, it must have been YouTube. I don't watch this TV like this, where I think it was a lad from Egypt and an old girl had gone over, a widower. She was like 82 and he was 34. And she brought him back because she'd married him out there. And all the family are fucking fuming. And he's like, no, I really love her. And she's like, oh, he's lovely. Oh, and he goes all night. And you can see that a little bit of his soul dies every time she says it. Because he's gone, I just want to live in the UK and inherit the money and the bungalow. And she's like, oh, I don't care. I'm only here for another fucking 18 months.
He really toots me car moon.
But
Fucking hell. How long was that in your head then?
Not long, you know. That's one of those things you think it, you say it, you know what I mean?
I'm not even slagging those guys off because they're like,
Yeah, they get the bread, aren't they?
I don't like my life. I want a better life. I want to live in Ellesmere Port in a bungalow. And Maggie is love of my life. Oh, he's lovely. He is lovely.
Yeah.
I think it's mad the way one day you have sex for the last time ever and don't know.
Someone said to me, I think it was Danny McLaughlin said to me, do you ever think about the fact that when you were a kid, one day you went out with your mates for the last time to play and none of you knew that was going to be the last time?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't it really harrowing? Like, because you go out with your mates and you think it's going to last forever as a
The last
kid.
time they knock on your door, you realise, well, you'll knock tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they never do.
Because they die.
How has that made me feel sadder than a 34-year-old Egyptian guy fucking an 82-year-old nana from Ellesmere Port?
Because you're detached from that nana. It's not your nana. This is about you.
But imagine the day, like, that's it. That's my last jizz.
That is so not like Danny Mac's comedy. Is
Yeah.
it? Danny Mac's comedy is
It was
so
in the
like...
green room, he said it to me.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. Like one of the last time you went out with your mates, none of you knew it was the last time you were going out.
The smell thing.
Line it up.
That is so poignant and on point. I almost can't deal with it.
Yeah.
I told you that there's a comedian that I nearly sent death
threat to.
We nearly sent a death threat to. Overrun again on me, you little prick. And he was white, part of the problem. This was one of the lockdown episodes, I think. This is where me and Adam were on Zoom before Carl had got back, before I did studio, and we were like staring into each other's laptops going, right, world time, 1, 2, 3. It was fucking mental doing an episode every day for 2 months. And I think I told you this story, and I'm not going to say who it was, but there was a comedian who smelt so bad of BO.
Oh, we both know who it is.
That I came back.
Can I ask you one question about this?
Yeah.
Is it like a newer act or a headliner?
Headliner.
We know who it is, lad.
Yeah. And it was so bad. Someone I like, someone I respect, someone who is a well-known good comic. And I walked... I've really fucking narrowed it down there, Carl. Oh, what well-respected good comic? Well, there's only 5 of them. And they're white. Oh, never mind, sorry. Yeah, and I walked on stage after them on stage in Leeds, and I could smell that, like, we'd passed, he'd gone, and I was in the general area of the microphone, and the front row were like this. Well, and I said to Laura, I can't deal with this.
Me and Carl have been on a night out with this comic.
Right.
And we had to leave.
With a friend of all of ours.
Mm-hmm.
And that comic. And Carl and someone else we were with left. And I text Carl and was like, where the fuck have you gone? And he was like, I can't be around him. He stinks.
Like, genuine, we had to leave. Like, this is not me being, like, horrible. We
Had to leave a nightclub because
the
he was stanking the nightclub out.
Like, the dance floor stunk.
Dun, 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 dun. Everybody in the club.
We didn't come back. He was like, come back, would I? No.
Yeah. Now, how do you deal with it? I was so close to writing an anonymous note, putting in some soap, shower gel, and some antiperspirant and going, mate, you have a BO problem and I like you. I think everyone does. I can't deal with how cringy this conversation is face to face. You need to wash your fucking clothes, keep them washed, use this antiperspirant, use the soap, and I'm sorry, you will benefit from this. And I didn't do it because I thought, I just tried to put myself in their head, like receiving that thing, and then you'd be like, oh God, everyone's thinking this. I don't know who this specific person is. Is everyone thinking this? And then the next time I saw them, or the time after, I was like, with them, I was like, noticeably like, you find yourself going, I was like, they don't smell. And apparently, another comic.
Well, we know who that comic is as well.
Another comic had just gone, mate, I'm going to tell you this face to face.
You fucking stink.
You smell.
Yeah.
And you need to sort it out.
Do you know who that other comic was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
But it's just so annoying for listeners to be like, who? Honestly, it's
sign up at patreon.com/haveawaypod. We reveal all on the Behind the Paywall episodes.
But not that much. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. What would you do? Would you tell the girl? Is it not your problem?
He's bouncing anyway.
He's bouncing.
Oh, if he's leaving it anyway, then let her go and fucking stank someone else's life up.
Or would you not say, look, I could be...
Don't be fixing a problem for the next person. Waste of time and effort and cringe.
All right.
No. Only fix problems that affect your life. If you're going to keep it around, fix the problem. If not, let someone else fix it.
But he needs a reason to break up with her.
And that's why Adam...
Oh, he needs a reason to break up with her?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He
doesn't.
You can just tell her he stinks. She stinks.
He could, yeah, but he could also...
Connor, mate, you don't have to do anything. You can... It's the international ghost. You've seen her twice. It's not the end of the world if you just jog on. If you've been seeing
No,
it...
don't ghost someone. That's nasty. You got to give it a reason. You can't ghost. No. Just text her and say...
You fucking stink!
No. Say something like... You had a one night stand last year and you found out that she's pregnant.
That's easier.
The only surprise is that it didn't involve sex workers, that excuse. I've been killing prostitutes.
You got a prostitute pregnant? Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
And you forgot to pay, and now you've got to raise the kid because that's part of the prostitute contract.
You forgot to pay.
Honestly, I'm so glad we do this as an audio agony aunt sort of advice thing, because if it was written down, it would keep on on the word count, and then you would just start adding paragraph after paragraph. No, lad, no. Right. NASA have been in touch, right? You've got to go to Mars because you got a pregnant sex worker, and yeah, go on.
So you're moving?
To Cornwall?
Well, he said his ex got back in touch. He's been using that as an excuse. You can just do... The question is, would you not, just as a parting shot, be like, I'm giving her an excuse. Why don't I just go, here's my excuse, but before I go, wash your clothes, get some right guard, you fucking hum.
No, I'll tell you why. Because I'd imagine this girl's quite attractive, right? Smell aside. Otherwise, he wouldn't have put up with it at all. So, maybe what if she fixes her smell and then she's like this beautiful woman who doesn't stink, and then she's like with another guy and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe I let her go. Look how gorgeous she is, and she doesn't stink anymore.
At least if person.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
If he knows she still stinks, then if he sees her out and about with another lad, he'll be like, yeah, but she still fucking stinks, doesn't she? And if she doesn't stink anymore, at least someone else fixed it. You don't want to be fixing problems for other people. It's not pregnant prostitute.
Such a fucking nutter. I love it. Yeah. What do you want to do? Should we...
Didn't you say there was a good would you rather?
Oh, there is. I just didn't know if we wanted to leave it for Oshea. Should we do it anyway? Mike Follows, who is a bit of a... He's Hall of Fame level in email interaction.
For a while, have we?
No, we've not. He says, now then, Lids, I'm loving the success you lot are having. It's been great to have been in from the start, and now you're doing really well and you've established yourself. Haven't sent anything in for a while, but I thought of a quick would you rather today. So, would you rather have the ability to change gender at will? If you do this, you would instantly switch genders, but still be the same attractiveness or rating out of 10. Or would you rather change your age appearance at will? So, you'd still be the same age, you can't cheat death, but you can look however young or old you want. So that's from Mike.
Gender doesn't exist. So
Right, okay. You've asked the wrong fucking nonce that question, haven't you?
how can I change something that doesn't exist? Like,
Would you rather be
so you
able
can
to
change.
be a
So basically,
woman?
I can become female. You can change sex.
I
Become a
feel
woman.
I feel that is why I'm trying to work out in which situation I would want to be her female Dan Nightingale.
Maybe if you wanted to earn 30% less.
All white pod.
I'm not saying it's right that women earn less. I'm saying it happens.
You're highlighting the problem.
I'm saying it happens.
You're on their side, and that's why you did this.
I'm saying it happens.
The international sound of the male feminist.
This is pretty easy, this question, by the way.
It's the age.
Yeah.
It's the age, isn't it?
Why?
Because I don't want to fucking turn into a woman, see myself in the mirror and go, God, you're a fucking ugly old bird.
No, but like, what do you think you are? It's not just you in a wig. That'd be horrendous. But like, if you're a 7, you become a female 7.
Yeah, yeah. Quite fun having lesbian sex.
I'd quite like to be a model for a bit.
It'd be quite fun having lesbian sexes on someone.
Yeah. Would you not like?
Because like, if I become a woman, I could model for anyone really.
Gratins.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What would you do as a day? What's your lady name? What name?
Jennifer.
Why did you say it so quick? It wasn't even an attempt at a joke. Sometimes you do things so lightning quick. I'm like, I think you've thought that before. Like, what would your name be? Jennifer. My name's Jennifer Rowe.
Yeah.
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 I bet you've got big tits, Jen.
Yeah. Big tits and a tight pussy.
Oh God.
Okay.
You haven't got a very tight arsehole, so that'd be a turn of events, wouldn't it?
Because I've been bummed too much.
Oh, you God. Has Jenny got big tits and IBS? She sounds hot. See her down heebie-jeebies. Fucking hell, the Reds won't say nice.
Oh, dear.
I think, would Adam, if he genuinely switched like that and he was female and was Jennifer Rowe, I think you'd have big knockers. There's something about your build. I reckon you've got some pappage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would Jenny Rowe do?
It's very, very hard to not just think about playing with your own vagina, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, you can do that for the morning. Have a couple of crumpets. You want to go and achieve something. I've slapped her about a bit. That was fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish my brother hadn't walked in, but now I'm off. Where would what would you go and do?
I'd go and use some of the privileges that females have that men don't.
Dangerous ground here, dick face. Go for it.
You know,
Like?
I'd go and flaunt me body.
Right? Where? Where? In town? You'd be
Are we
alright.
still in lockdown?
No, we could. Let's,
This is normal situation.
Yeah, normal situation.
I'd go and see how much free stuff I could get for being fit. That happens to women, doesn't it?
How fit do you think you are, Jennifer?
8.5, 9.
And Thames don't exist. So.
Sweetheart. Sweetheart, I've got some bad news. You ain't a fucking 9. You ain't an. Come on. Come on. You're not, are you? I know I'm not, but you're not. Right. I think you're going to have to do some work for that free stuff. You're going to be a prostitute, Jennifer. Jennifer's going into town.
I feel
and
like
she's
if I
gonna
was a woman,
see
I
what
would
she
be
can
a
get.
slag.
Yeah.
Like a whore. I think I'd be fucking everything.
Everything.
No, fit men.
Oh. So Jennifer's straight.
I assume so. I'm straight.
Hang on, so you...
I love it. Jennifer's going into town. She's a 9. She's got big old tits, and she's sucking all the dick like one of those old ladies at the old people's home. So in my fantasy, if I'm a woman for a day,
Yeah.
I'm a lesbian, and I'm going to be like scissoring, scissor my timbers. But what are you? Because you're a woman, you're into
shagging
the
all
dick.
men. Yeah, you shagging all the men.
Yeah.
When in Rome, Jen. When in Rome.
When in Rome.
Suck a dick.
Where would you pick the men up? Brad?
Just like, I'd go on a night out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd just like, I'm just imagining like, it's a twist on the question. Obviously, I'm not a 9. I'm like a 7.5 or whatever, right? So, but like, if I became a woman, I'm imagining being like a fit woman because I don't want to do it otherwise.
Could you imagine if you click your fingers, saw yourself in the mirror and went, nope?
Do you know what I mean?
Jeez.
In my head, I'm becoming a fucking worldie.
No, but that he specifically said
I know,
you can't do that.
But I can do whatever I want to my podcast, so I'll change this question if I want to.
All right. Would you go and do stand-up?
No.
Would you not? Would you not love to try your set as Jennifer Rowe?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if I had a gig booked that night,
I
yeah.
think I would love to see you do stand-up as a woman.
Yeah.
I just don't know. You'd have to maybe edit out a few lines, but...
Yeah. Have you never thought about this before? Because I've thought if I was a woman that I'd be a bit of a slag. Do you know what I mean?
But with men.
Yeah. Like, not in a gay way.
So funny!
Not like,
You're so hetero that if you were a woman, you'd still be hetero.
yeah. Like, not because, like, I'm putting myself in the shoes of a straight woman. I just think I would be a bit of a guzzler.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if old Danielle Nightingale comes out and she's half fit and she hasn't got alopecia, I'm going down Manchester, I'm going down the village, and I'm finding myself some fucking lesbian lady lumps.
The thing is, though, I think I'm more attractive to men than I am most lesbians.
Hang on. Attracted who? You're attracted to most men more than you are lesbians.
Yeah.
Jennifer or Adam?
Me.
You.
Right.
I find a lot of lesbians unattractive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And with men, I can appreciate a good-looking man, even if I don't want to suck his dick.
It's like, I feel annoyed on behalf of every lesbian in the world. Like, that's so annoying. Like, I am not gay, but I would rather suck a dick than have sex with a lesbian. That's on you. That's Adam Rowe. At Adam Rowe Comedy. I'd be out in a gay bar. I'd be in Hebden Bridge before you fucking knew it.
I've met more men who have been like, he's a good-looking lad, than I have met lesbians who have been like attracted to.
I'd look like Robin.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we used to have a lesbian manager, didn't we?
We did used to have a lesbian manager. She was attractive. I'd rather fuck her than fuck you.
You're all over the fucking road here, Jen. All over the road. The other option, as we've really got stuck on that one, is your age appearance. I mean, you're always going to go with that, aren't you? You can just do it at will. You can just be like...
I wouldn't know if I go, do I come back?
Yeah. You just get to change it. You can be like, for the day, I'm going to be 19-year-old Adam.
Oh, well then definitely the woman one.
Yeah.
But the age one, I see.
What?
It's definitely the age one.
No.
That'd be fucking amazing.
Why?
Just literally go 98-year-old Dan, and you'd be like,
well, if you did it and you were dead, though, and then you couldn't come back.
And then you go onto a five-a-side pitch and be like, oh, can I have a go at five-a-side? And then fucking, you know how good you are. Just fucking worldy on the right wing.
But if I change my age, am I not
It's just appearance.
affected by my age? It's just my appearance.
You just look.
Oh, well then, yeah, the age one, innit?
There she comes. She's got there.
Just
Jennifer
go back
Rowe's
to-
got round to it.
You just go back to 19-year-old Adam in Potworld.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen some of them pictures.
Yeah, I've grown into my face.
He looks better now.
No, but you
a
can't.
lot better now.
Yeah, but
So do you.
but Potworld was funner back then.
Yeah.
So you'd go back to them, wouldn't you?
You're not going back in time.
No, but I mean, you are
Just
you.
to have the appearance of 19-year-old Adam.
Yeah, but
now.
I'm saying the experience. Yeah, but you can't go to Potworld looking like that.
Why?
We just look a bit old, don't we?
No, I'm the second
Oh, we're
Pop World
going to
opens, I'm
Potworld.
going back.
Yeah, but
Right. I'm so sick of fucking hearing about Pop World. When we do a live show in Liverpool, can we go to Pop World?
Afterwards.
Really? I just want to see it.
Yeah.
And can we see the cubicle in Heebie-Jeebies where she got touchy with you?
Yes.
Okay, great.
My name's still on the wall.
In your own blood. I'm not going to get over the fact that if you're a woman, you'd be sucking dick. I love it. I'd be dirty. I fuck everything.
I don't know whether I could actually suck a dick, but I'd take one. Do you know what I mean?
Press the button.
It's been an absolute pleasure. I think the age thing would be phenomenal. Oh,
Yeah, but I don't want to look 19 in this modern world.
Oh, I look so good.
Do you know what I
at
mean?
22.
You've seen pictures of me and you.
23.
Yeah.
The fact that any woman went near either of us
Speak for yourself.
is astounding. No,
Right.
you look like a slug.
He's looked very similar for the last 10 years.
No,
Thank you, Don.
no. In without a beard, he looks fucking ridiculous.
Mate, he's looked like that for all the time I've known him.
No, he didn't have a beard till he was like 20.
I've known him since he was about 20.
Yeah. So at 19, he looked ridiculous. Do you want to see pictures?
Okay.
I didn't look ridiculous. I just didn't have a beard.
He looked stupid.
The fact that you look this good after the pictures I've seen of your Pop World heebie-jeebies days, you've definitely grown into the old fizzles. But he looks similar.
Yeah,
I
fuck
look
you.
shocking compared to how I looked at 23. I look like a young lesbian.
Can we have a picture of you to slide in here so the people got a frame of reference?
Oh, yeah, if you've got some kitchen roll to dry yourself up.
Okay.
Well, I apologise to all my gay female friends who enjoyed that little last ride round the fucking block with old Jenny Rowe, who's a cum-guzzling whore. Your own words. Fucking Mother Teresa over here. And I swear to God, I want to be taken to Pop Girl. I know Tony Carroll's got mates in the industry and we can go to all the cool places. Fuck that. I want to go Pop World. Even if it's just for one cheap, nasty drink, we'll get Finn a Blue Wicked.
Oh, that's what you have to drink there. You don't
You
get a
drink Blue
normal
Wicked,
drink.
you drink Jaeger, you drink Sambuca, you drink Sours, you drink Smirnoff Ice.
Any time of the day.
Vodka Red Bull.
Yeah.
Love it. Oh, fuck off, COVID. We're bored of you.
Some people say I fight like me dad. What? Are you serious? Uh-oh. Say Get the lesbians back outside. With the Bewitched. Love Bewitched.
Say you
Oh,
do,
someone's
say
ringing me.
you don't. All right, well, that's a good time to pie this one off. See you
Hello.
after the break. What a fucking pro.
What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety, it can help you sleep, it can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're going to get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk.
Should I press that one?
It's on. Yeah.
Should I press that one to make it go?
I've just been for a wee, and whenever I go for a wee in the break, I always check myself out in the mirror on the way out that bathroom.
How you feeling?
I'm a bit annoyed that none of you told me how pronounced my nipples are in this hoodie.
You got fat titties just like Jennifer Rowe.
I can't see your nipples. Oh, yeah, I
So,
can.
Oshea, we reckon that if Adam was a woman, just got clicked, changed gender now,
Yeah.
was the female 29-year-old Jennifer Rowe, doesn't Adam look like the female him has big tits?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
See them now. You know what I mean?
She got them good old titties, Jenny Rowe. But she loves dick. Anyway, nice to see you, mate.
And you, man. Thank you for having me on, man.
Stephen Oshea in
happening?
the building.
Thank you, fellas. Thanks for having me on, man.
One of my oldest friends.
Yeah.
Someone I've always,
Been
you know...
around the block together.
Yeah, oh yeah, grew up together.
One of our most requested guests, though.
Met
Really,
4
yeah.
seconds ago.
We put like a feeler out every now and then. We're just like, who do you want us to get on in the next couple of months? Because we book our guests sort of on a week by week basis,
Yeah.
really. And yeah, one of our most requested guests, former Don't Flop champion, former champion of UK battle rap.
I don't know why you're telling me. I know all of this. I was there with him.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate you having me on. My voice is a bit fucked, screaming at the telly last night, but
Yes,
Big
lad.
Everton fan.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got that whole sore throat at the minute, but it's
Yeah.
not COVID.
Yeah, but you just put up the toffees for everything. You like put up the toffees, and then I check what the Everton result is, and you're like, oh, it was a draw. Up the toffees, and you've lost. Up the toffees, we'll be back.
Exactly. Fucking
Exactly.
Right.
rain or shine.
Supporting your team.
Rain or
I mean,
shine.
that's what he does.
It's just the end of every game. Carl just writes up the toffees on fucking Twitter.
Yeah, but to be fair to Carl, if you could only write that when Everton win, you wouldn't only write it very often. Would you? So,
Why is it more this year than you cunts did, though?
Okay, good. It was
Have
a
you won more
joke, Carl.
games?
Hey,
I'm going to
guys,
say yeah.
he's
guys.
going to stab in the dark.
Oh shit! Order. Let's not do that. Yeah, man. People weren't just like asking. People were getting to the point where they were like, right, what's going on?
Yeah, where's Oshea? Why have you not asked Oshea?
What's the beef?
Surprised they haven't asked for Shuffle and that more than me, though, to be honest. They have, haven't they?
No, they've asked for you. You're definitely the most requested rap battler, and also we get asked a lot to get Shotty and Luna on as well. You've never battled Shotty, have you?
Yeah, they have, yeah.
Have you battled Shotty?
Battle Shotty on the Lab Battle event.
Oh, that was his original.
His original one, yeah. He was meant to battle Flex Digits and he didn't turn up. Like, so 2 days before, they asked me to jump in.
Oh,
and he'd prepared for Flex Digits.
Yeah.
So he just changed the odd word through it. So he's like calling me, I come from Yorkshire, and then he goes, you come from Liverpool. And it didn't even rhyme, just fit it in to get it in.
Is that a video? Does that exist? We can watch?
Yeah.
Why have we never watched that?
Yeah, it's probably, freestyle-wise, it's probably my best ever battle. Because I didn't know I was battling him till the day, like 2 days before.
That's boss, that. I'll probably put that on. So me and Carl often drive here together because we both still live over in West Derby. And like, sometimes we just have music on, but a lot of the time we just put like a battle on and just listen to it on the way over.
Yeah.
I think probably the reason we haven't watched that, most of the battles that me and Carl watch are Don't Flop. We don't watch a lot of the American ones unless it's a British battler on King of the Dot. Because the American ones, as much as I appreciate it, when they're just screaming about how big the gun is for half an hour, I just get a bit bored.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a bit funnier and a bit more creative.
It needs to be a mix of everything, don't it, to fucking get involved.
I do like it, but you okay? You can just take the afternoon off.
I'm literally looking at you, and you look so much blacker than you've ever looked in my eyes. You're the whitest. Like, I like Bewitched and the music of pop world. He's like, yeah. I don't really like. I don't love like the bars they spit in America. You know what I mean? I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Apart from the blind battle rapper in America,
Blind Fury.
Yeah. Who's fucking great.
I don't know that guy.
I don't.
So I've gone down a YouTube, like, you can't help because he comes out, he's from like the South, he's from Carolina or...
I'm not too sure. I think he moved to New York to like become bigger. But
And
he's not from New York.
And he's blind and he looks like someone's brought like the special
He's
friend.
proper blind, isn't he? He's not like blind, he can't just see, he's blind where he shakes.
And
all
he's
that.
fucking
Is that
funny.
what happens? You can lose so much sight.
You'd have to see him you'd have to see it you'll get what I mean once you see him. Like,
No, but so last week Pete Otway said he was in the backstage and there was a lad on that was blind and he didn't know. So he introduced him, didn't do anything with the mics. The blind guy starts walking round and Pete's off stage going, shit, he's blind. Blind Fury is clearly disabled. Clock him and he's like, it look instantly like, okay. And then when you obviously know that he's blind, he's so fucking funny and he rips
brilliant.
And so when the American like battle rappers try and do what you were talking about to a disabled looking blind guy, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's like a superpower. I fucking watch that all day.
there's another blind one from Canada. I don't know if you've seen him. Man is Ill, he's called.
No.
He battled Sharon once.
Okay.
And obviously Sharon's skinny white fella.
Yeah.
And he opens his bars with like, you black motherfucker. You stupid fat motherfucker. It's fucking brilliant. Like.
Oh, nice.
See, so a big debate that like seems, well, not debate, but like a big conversation thing that get referenced a lot in the Don't Flop battles is the jokes versus bars sort of thing, which I think the best example of the either side of that is when you battled Tony D.
Yeah.
Which was your title defense, wasn't it? Because you won the first ever UK Don't Flop title match against Sensor, which was a rematch.
Yeah, that was the first offence.
So is Don't Flop like the branding? Is Don't Flop like...
It's the league.
It's like the league. Like so there's UFC and there's like...
Yeah.
So that's like Bellator.
Right.
And then America have got URL, which is like, they certainly like to think of themselves as the best league in the world.
Yeah.
The Canadian league is called King of the Dot. And there's a lot of like sub-leagues as well. Some battlers who get pissed off with the leagues that they're in because they're not like getting given enough main events. They end up setting up their own ones, going, well, I'll just make myself the main event.
Right. So Don't Flop's one of the UK big boys.
Don't Flop was
huge at one point, but it spiraled down. There was a lot of shit that went on. Politics was the easiest way to look at it is like wrestling.
Yeah,
you've got WWE, WCW, AEW. You know, it's different subgenres of it. Like, and people move to stuff that works.
Yeah, and then you've got the East Lancashire Wrestling League.
Yeah, classic.
We're in Trixie's every Friday night. We've had 2 women die, but that's a good weekend.
Yeah.
But Don't Flop at the point, because you did the first ever Don't Flop battle ever, didn't you?
The first ever one that got put on. There was an event before that, but everything was that bad.
Yeah.
That it was like, fucking hell, we need to at least write something on this. You know, when everyone turned up and freestyle and people were like, yo, and it was just like, nah, sack this off. So there was one event, but that was the first event that I went to. And that was the first battle that went online, like, under Don't Flop.
And then you went on to battle sort of everyone in the league, battled Censor before, and then there was a bit of a grudge there, wasn't there?
Well, to be honest, not a grudge with me, but he said stuff that at the time when you're battling, you don't realise what's really going on. You're just focusing on getting your own stuff out. But a lot of the stuff he said, he was starting to get death threats and stuff. And
well, he was getting death threats from like people,
from members of
your
gang.
fans.
Well, not really my fans, just from people who got put onto it.
Yeah.
So because he was talking about Rhys Jones and stuff like that. So then the next thing, I'd had a message off someone from one of those fucking gangs.
Yeah.
Saying, who the fuck's this lad and want his address and all that. And I was like, I can't give it all that. Then he got in touch with me and said, these have got in touch with me,
Yeah.
And obviously he was like, oh, I'm not taking it serious. I was like, well, you know what, you probably best I'd take it serious because these are...
And where was he from?
Norwich.
That's the thing about East Anglia. You don't really want to get in the beef of Liverpool, do you? That's not a fair fist fight, is it? Right? I tell you what, they come round fucking Norfolk. Yeah.
It was weird, like, because there was... people started really disliking him and that. And then I'd like sort of defend him, saying, oh, it's just a rap battle. And he said it in this rap battle. But I understand in the context why people didn't like it. But then, like, I was getting messages off people who he worked with saying, talk about this one time when he was in the canteen and he stared at this girl too long and this girl went, hey, who are you looking at? You know, it got to that point that people were giving me all information on him. I was like, well, fuck this.
Do you know what it's like? It's like, you know, when you're comparing and the best man of a stag do comes up to you. So that happens a lot to us, you know, like on a weekend at a comedy club. Like, they'll be like, we'll get told when we get there, there's 3 stag dudes in tonight, and then one will come up to go, lad, listen, right? He's getting married, right? And he's only got 1 ball, and his bird's cheated on him like 5 times. Use that, lad. Use that.
They never know where the line is, and they don't even know where the terminology is. No, look, lad, heckle him. You're like, no, I can't heckle him. Kind of right? No. We call him Gay Steve. He's not gay. And his nan and his mum died in the same week. Say that. Watch him cry. He'll fucking cry. Ruin his month. You're like, no, that's not good. That's totally not good.
I can't believe you were there that night.
Big shout out to Gay Steve. Oh, he's crying. He's left.
Oh.
So we had that happen abroad on like genuine army gig story. We were doing a gig for the forces, and the compere was like taking notes from people like, oh, say second paras are fucking mental, and they were like, oh yeah, give some shit. Someone passed a note anonymously, just like, give some shit to the captain. And it was someone who really didn't like him having a fucking go and had mentioned something that was really sensitive, and it kicked off. And at the end, they all had to have a meeting as all his mates and this captain's like gutted, and everyone's having a go. And some dickhead compares there with a piece of paper going, I didn't know. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I just handed a piece of paper. You're like, yeah, well, don't fucking say it then.
The thing with a rap battle is when you sign up to it, you accept that anything goes, don't you? Because you're the one standing in front of him. So you're like, I'm allowed to say anything about him, so he can say anything about me and my family. And people do get really fucking personal, and there's battlers who are known for being more personal than others. But if you're going to start rapping about kids who get shot...
Oh, yeah, of course. It's one of them.
There's going to be people who are watching it going, I'm not having that.
The way I look at it is you can say what you want, but you've got to be prepared for people not to be happy with what you say. You can't just say what you want and expect everyone
That's my attitude with comedy, though,
everyone
innit?
just to go, oh, that's sound. If you're willing to take what's coming back to you, say what you want, but people will kick off at you. And he said even worse stuff than that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have literally almost word for word said that. Yeah. Except with a comedian, he's always accountable to how many people laugh and the reaction in the room. So when Adam's talking about saying what he wants to say, he's talking about things like the Victoria's Secret bit, which is about basically fat people and wanting to be a Victoria's Secrets model. It's more issues based that people on Twitter get wound up about. Doing jokes about news stories where someone's been killed, murdered, kids have been hurt.
Yeah.
Like, comedians very rarely fuck with that, because the first time they try it is at a new material night and the crowd go, what the fuck did you just say? And they go, oh, I'm never going to say that again.
I was at a comedy gig years ago. I can't remember. It was on the Albert Dock.
Baby Blue.
No
Yeah,
way.
it was
You
Baby-
weren't there for that.
With the Rhys Jones and Madeline McCann joke.
That's mad. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
Oh, were you there?
We were there and there on my mate's fucking night.
That's fucking
Dave
mad.
Longley.
Is that what we were? I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But I was there when that happened, and then somebody shouted something else. I think he shouted, what would you do if one of the fucking family members were in here? And then the fucking atmosphere just went like fucking sketchy as fuck.
Oh my
That's
God,
so
it's
weird. We've
that is
spoken about
that
legendary.
Is it? See, I didn't know
no,
that.
it's
Legendary
I didn't-
amongst comics.
Is it? Yeah, I didn't know that, but we were there on that night.
And especially the people in it. So just to give you a bit of context on that. So the comic is a mate of ours, a colleague of ours. His
Yeah.
name's Dave Longley, and he's known for being a very provocative. He will say something if it's going to make him laugh, and he will sort of deal with the consequences and
Yeah.
whatever. Carl worked at Baby Blue and ran the show at Baby Blue for years. Dan was one of the regular
mad, that
compares
now.
at Baby Blue. I was at one point banned from performing at Baby Blue. Dan shared an agent with the comic in question.
Oh, mate, it's a good mate of mine.
You
Yeah.
were at that
So
gig.
would I know him from? Because I've been to a fair few gigs. Would I?
He does hot water every now and then. He didn't do Liverpool for a while.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah, of course.
After
yeah.
that, because it became
Where's
a
he
story,
from?
didn't it? He's from.
No, he's from the East Midlands. By the way, Dave's not a cunt in any way.
No,
Yeah,
I
it's just
love
one of
him.
those things you don't.
His sense of humour is so close to that line. He wants people to go, oh, and then for some people to go,
Yeah.
But that line, when especially this is 12 years ago.
Yeah, it was
More?
not too
It was
far
fresh.
after it had happened. Like I had an interview with Radio City years ago, and they asked me to come on under the pretense of talking about hip hop and all stuff. When one of our Dick Limerick albums went sort of semi-viral, and they brought us on, the first thing they fucking asked me was, oh, can you tell me about this? And they talked about Hillsborough and Rhys Jones and what other battles were in while I was on the thing, and I just went to pieces, didn't know what to do, didn't know what to say.
What they asked you, what do you think about battlers mentioning stuff like this?
First question. Didn't ask anything about anything else. As soon as I sat down, it was the first thing they asked me.
Oh,
It's
that's
interesting that
brutal,
because
isn't
we
it?
spoke about that not so long ago on this. It might have been on a Patreon episode actually, but like my attitude is very similar to what you've just said. I'll say my attitude on stage is I'll say anything that I think I can defend. But there's other comics who are like, if I think it's funny, I'm fucking saying it, and I get that, and I will defend their right to have that stance on it. But you've also got to expect that sometimes you're going to say something. But I also can't have my attitude and then get upset when a comedian says something. So there's a comic that we know who sat next to me. There's a show in Edinburgh called Hate and Live where you're meant to do offensive jokes. And he did a Hillsborough joke. And I just had to sit there and swallow it. Because I can't do a joke about Michael Jackson fucking children, knowing that there's a chance there's someone in the room who got nonced as a kid.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's an awkward line, isn't it? It's such an awkward line. I remember being there when somebody said something about James Bulger and everyone laughed.
Yeah.
And like I didn't laugh, but I couldn't fucking kick off because I've said stuff about other people that's offensive. It's a murky waters, isn't
you've
it?
got to either be offended by everything. That's why, like, when I see comedians moan, I hate these people who are offended by everything. I'm like, I've got more respect for them than people who just choose their one thing and go, you can't joke about washing machines because my mum killed herself by putting her head in a washing machine.
Oh, my least favourite thing of like, we even mentioned it, I think, on Monday, like, oh, you've mentioned the thing that I get upset about, laughing at all the other stuff where we're totally like playing on the line and everything. But in the room, when you're pissed off about something, you're allowed, that's the whole fun of live performance, isn't it? If a crowd turn around and go, no, mate, you're like, oh, that's my bad. You're not into it. You either dodge around it or think on your feet. But it's the people who then tweet about it, put a TripAdvisor up, or email the Echo.
Yeah,
And then you're like, now it's something totally different. Now you're fueling that, like, I can't believe this has been said, because all of the people that kick off once you've read, comedian says this at a gig at the Albert Dock and it's really offensive, of course you're then going to go, well, I think it's offensive, because you're like, well, you're not hearing the joke. You're not in the room.
Because what we were talking about before, that ended up in the Echo and all stuff like that.
Yeah. It was news because of what.
And then that journalist who sat down with you is just trying to generate
straight
that
away.
story.
And that was the same person who was going back and forth with me on the emails. You know, asking to talk about, we're going to talk about this. And that was the first thing they asked me the second they sat down, they turned it on. So before we start, I'd just like to talk about this. And it's talked about stuff that Censored had said.
See,
I was just gobsmacked because I wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have any sort. I know what my views on it all are. Yeah. It's wrong.
I've
but
got
I didn't
such
say
little respect for journalists that I'd have literally just told them to fuck off.
I ended up stopping straight away. Well, it went on for about 2 minutes and they carried on with questions of that nature.
Is that a tactic to blindside you to go, let's not get him comfortable.
It must have been.
Just hit him so you say something that's newsworthy.
It must have been because, like I said, it only went on for 2 minutes before it got stopped. But there was nothing else asked about. I know 2 minutes doesn't sound that long, but when they're firing questions at you that you haven't really got an answer for, they must have asked 7 or 8 questions about stuff like that. Yeah. And I was just fucking frozen.
Everything after that, it's not like after that they're going to go, so you won this. They don't care really about everything else.
It was gone.
Have you said anything that you can remember that you regret saying?
Yeah, it's a pamphlet.
What? Can you say it?
His dad had died and he was saying something like about his dad and I said, like, you know, can't remember what the line was, but it ended with, your dad's dead. Good. You know, that sort of stuff. And
the only reason I'm laughing is because both of our mums are dead, right? They died when we were teenagers, and we have spent a good part of the year doing dead mum jokes.
Yeah, I've seen them on the
so many that it's ridiculous. You just went, his dad died, and I went. Like, naturally, it's become the funniest thing you can have on Have a Word.
Yeah, so you regret doing that? Cause
I regret doing that more than the fact that he's my mate, and I don't believe in what I said myself. Do you know what I mean? It was just for shock factor and getting a bit of a reaction for it.
Yeah,
I haven't said anything that I'd class as offensive. I've not said anything along the lines of any kids getting killed or you know, stabbings, or I wouldn't mention anything gang culture wise.
Yeah, because it's not worth it, is it?
No.
Like, it's not worth the aggro that is defo coming your way.
Yeah. But then I understand why someone from Plymouth who doesn't have a clue what goes on in Manchester or Birmingham or Liverpool will say, oh, you know, and talk about these gangs. You're like, what the fuck?
I sort of have that, you know, with the newspaper that we refuse to name on this, like, we don't buy in Liverpool, right? Like, when I see sort of Scousers having a go at, like, people from Plymouth or somewhere going, why are you doing an article in that? I'm like, I know why we ate it. And if any Scouser, if you were in it, I'd be like, what the fuck's Oshea doing? Like,
because you know better.
If you did something, I'd be like, Dan, what the fuck are you doing? But, like, we expect everyone to know that everything we give a shit about, don't we?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Schultz using it in his Netflix specials or one of his videos. And someone emailed in and went, what do you think about Schultz using the paper that shouldn't be mentioned? You're like, he's in New York.
Yeah, of course.
He doesn't know the story.
Yeah, he hasn't.
I understand when people were pissed off that, like, Stephen Graham or fucking Rooney went to them.
They're disappointing. That's Stephen Graham.
That's disappointing because they know what goes on.
Yeah. Who's Stephen Graham?
Stephen Graham is the Scouse actor. He played Combo in This Is England.
He's in Al Capone in fucking Broadway.
He's fucking great.
There's a picture of him promoting a movie and he's holding a framed copy of that newspaper. And if you go on any of his tweets, any of them,
it'll turn up down.
Look in the replies and they'll be like, you're going to address this. And if you say that to him, you could do it now. Go on his latest tweet and go, explain this. You just get blocked. He's never addressed it. He's never spoken about it.
It sort of seems to me with him in particular, like, did he just not realise he was doing it? Because he must have known.
I hate his face on it because I think his face is sort of like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, what am I doing here? Like, he doesn't look happy to be promoting it at all. But he blocks everyone. He's never addressed it, ever. And, like, the video of... Do you remember, like, that, like, sort of... It worked, but it was a little bit cringy, the video, when Hicks and Gillette, and it was like, get out of our club, and they had Ricky Tomlinson, and they had Gareth from the Anfield Rap, and Neil Fitzmaurice, and, like, they all did, like, this video to camera to George Hicks and is it Tom? No, Tom Hicks and George Gillette.
Tom Hicks, George Gillette.
And they were Liverpool's owners before Fenway Sports Group took over. And it was basically...
The shit Americans.
Yeah, they were like, you came in and you promised that you were going to put a spade in the ground within 90 days. You were going to get us a new stadium. None of it's happened. You've just trying to steal money out of our club. Fucking get out of our city. And he's in that video.
Is he in the video as well?
Stephen Graham's in that video. And that, like, I struggle now. Because genuinely, at one point, and there's definitely a Scouse parochial, he's one of ours about this, but he was possibly my favourite actor for a bit. Because Combo, not in the film This Is England necessarily, because he's disgusting and as good as he's an actor, but his story in the This Is England TV series, and I watched every single bit of that, it got more and more complex. He showed such a good range to play that character in. I thought he was fucking brilliant. He's gone to work for Martin Scorsese and played Al Capone in a massive US hit, Broadwalk Empire. And he's
in The Irishman.
Yeah, the Irishman.
He's fucking great.
A Scouse lad done good who should be remembering his roots because it's fucking drilled into you as a Scouse. So you're always a Scouse no matter where you move to. I know he lives in fucking Derbyshire or whatever. And then I seen that. I think what happened was I tweeted saying he's one of my favourite actors, Stephen Graham. And it was Rob Thomas and was like, have you seen this? And I was like, I can't not hate you now because you're being a fucking bellend, aren't you? It's just, yeah.
It's strange, and it's like he's got to have had a moral sort of view in his head. What's going on here? He kind of just went, "Oh yes, sound."
He's not fucking stupid, lad. He knew exactly. He knew exactly what was coming, and that's why he doesn't address it. Because there's nothing he can say. He can't say sorry. Because everyone will go, "Well, you fucking done it now. Fuck off." And he can't go, "It was in my contract." Everyone will go, "Oh, so you're a sellout." There's no answer.
Yeah. Could he not have afterwards come out and gone, "I fucked up here. I shouldn't have done it, and I shouldn't have been there."
I think Liverpool's quite an unforgiving city, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the reason Rooney got forgiven a bit more because obviously that story was sold to a fucking independent thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then it ended up in the Sun, so it looked like he'd gone straight to the Sun, but he hadn't. But with that one, he's physically holding a copy, isn't he?
Yeah. So I had a bit of trouble with that. So when I won that award, Best Joke of the Fringe thing, every newspaper in the country reported it very positively.
Apart from them.
And I told them quite publicly to fuck off a couple of times. Like they offered me like a full 2-page spread to promote me tour. And I had my publicist on the phone going, "You're getting a full 2-page spread in that." And I went, "Mel,
doesn't matter,
I'm not doing it. Fuck off." And she was like, "I know there's these squabbles with that paper in your city,
she'll
but
never get that.
You need to, because this is really big." And I was like, "It's not happening." So then I was like, a bit naively, don't get me wrong, because you're taking on a fucking media giant. I just went on Twitter and said, "I've just been offered this. I'd rather have empty shows. They can go fuck themselves." And you're talking like 100,000 likes, like people retweeted it everywhere. Good on the lad. Everyone should buy tickets to his tour because he's done this. And, it did what it was meant to do.
Yeah.
But it also pissed them off. So they reported that I'd stolen that joke. That won that. Yeah, that front page. It was horrible, wasn't it?
Because they're not known for being vindictive, so that's a surprise, isn't it?
We were in Edinburgh and I went into the shop and went, "I'm going to go and have a look in it," because I didn't want him to see it. And I looked in the paper.
And it was there.
Oh, big, not like a little fucking corner thing. Like
It's
on the front page.
Surprise.
Where and they just made that up. They just
the joke was a bit hacky and shit.
Yeah.
But they were like, "He's stolen it. It's an old
job centre joke."
The job centre joke. It's not a good joke, and I didn't ever want to win an award for it. Like, we've covered it on this 1,000 times. There was a reason that joke was in that show and in that bit and whatever. I never asked to win an award that gets national coverage for the worst joke in my show. I didn't ask for that. But they reported it that way. So then my publicist's like, "We need to address this." And I was like, "I don't want to address it. They can just fuck off." And she went, "Right, well, we need to put a statement out because you've just won an award, which you get a big cash prize for in this exposure. We need to put a statement out." So I went, "Okay, let's put a statement out." And then Chortle, full circle for the start of this episode, they reported the statement. And because the statement was in response to something that had been in that newspaper, Chortle reported it as "speaking to..."
Yeah, I see, yeah.
And I rang Mel, do you remember? Yeah. And I was like, "I don't care what happens, but get that off that fucking website because I did not talk to them. I spoke to you and we put a public statement out because I can't be seen as speaking to them."
This is London journalists and London PR that will never get it. They're like,
of course.
Like the fact that the term squabble was used. Now, I know there's these bloody Merseyside squabbles, but we need to get over it and get some good PR. Like, they'll never get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair to Steve Bennett at Chortle, he did change the article.
he's a
And
good
changed
guy.
it to-
He's
in a public statement.
Just want to say he's a great guy. Chortle.co.uk if you'd like to nominate us for an award we'd like to win. Great guy. Great journalist. O'Shea.
Nice guy.
No, we'll never sell out. Vote at Chortle.
What would you say? Because my favourite battle of yours is with Tony.
Yeah.
Because I love both of yous, and I think it's brilliant. I also like the Luna battle as well. But I want to know what your favourite one is.
There's a few. Uno, Tony.
Uno was great when the lights kept going off.
Yeah.
Is there a guy called... This guy's called Luna and Uno, and then there's someone called Tony.
Yeah. That's how it works.
Fucking hell, I want to see Tony rap. He's amazing. And he does great plastering. It's fucking phenomenal.
So, Tony D.
Fuck off.
Yeah. Tony D is the guy who beat Oshea in the title match and took O'Shea's title off him.
Is it like the heavyweight belt? You've got to
Yeah.
beat... Oh, that's cool.
beat
So it's not a
yeah.
championship every year. It's a...
No, it's like a number one contender type sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's fucking
The
cool,
people who
isn't
do
it?
the better rise up the
Yeah.
ranks. So
And if
there's
you're
no
champion-
league is in such, you know.
Do you have to just... The venue's just wherever it is, or do you
Whatever
get to
it
do a
is.
home venue in a way? Like...
It was when it was at its prime. It was going around the country. It'd be in a different city every 4 weeks or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There was a time when it was selling out Ministry of Sound and selling out all the venues all over the country we go to. But now it's gone way down.
It's
Still big in Norfolk, though, I hear. Norwich
Huge
is
in
still...
Norfolk.
Yeah, yeah.
I think they're one of the only places that still got their own little scene going on, to be honest. I think they are.
It's mad, isn't it?
We went
East
to the
Anglia, I think they call it.
we went to the
That's actually, he's not even messing, you know.
No, that's real.
There's a
Beast
league
Anglia.
called Beast Anglia. Beast
Anglia,
Anglia, which
Beast
does sound
Anglia,
like
I'm telling you right
a
now,
West Country paedophile.
whoever came out with that is a... Finn's fucking flying. Look at that, Finn. Well done, lad.
I
Beautiful.
think he managed to make that worse.
No one noticed.
Just sit up a bit.
A big Welshman bounding in. Beast
you
Anglia.
You
Yeah.
can push it down a little bit if you need to.
That's all right.
Just so that's
Yeah,
it. Perfect.
Beast Anglia is what a fucking name. It does sound like a nonce who roams around near Ipswich.
It does, yeah.
One
Me
of
and
those
Carl-
crime investigation programs. The Beast from Anglia.
I've only been to 2 events, weirdly, because I've been a fan of it for maybe 7 or 8 years. Paul Smith was the one who introduced me to it. I was saying that before. But I was in London for some gigs, and I went on my own.
Yeah, you turned up at one of the London events, didn't you? Was it the was that a Ministry of Sound one?
There was me and Carl went
We
to a
went to
Ministry of
the
Sound one.
7th birthday it was.
7th birthday. Was I against that kid Twist?
I don't know whether you were battling on the day
You were there.
you were there.
But you
Yeah.
weren't battling that day. You
Yeah,
You
battled,
battled the
before.
day before. So it was Shotty battled Charlie Clips
Yeah, I
on the
remember,
Saturday.
Yeah.
We went on the Sunday because I
saw
couldn't go on the
Tony.
Saturday. We saw Tony battle Chiller Jones.
Yeah, I know which one you're on, but yeah.
I mean, this is all pretty obvious, I think. I know all this anyway. Carry on.
But yeah, to answer your question from before, just before I carry on having a lovely conversation while you can make some tea.
I'm just interested. I think it's interesting.
So yeah, there's Tony D.
So these are talking battles.
There's Tony D
Rapping.
from London.
Like the lads in America.
Uno Lavos is from Philadelphia.
Uno Lavos. Uno Lavos.
Yeah.
Plays fucking cornerback.
Sky Sports News.
What the fuck is that?
Jofra Archer ruled out of England's second test against India in Chennai with an elbow injury.
Oh, well, I'm glad, because you're mad on cricket, aren't you? So you'll really want to know about the second test in
Got my
Chennai.
notifications on for a reason.
Uno Lavos has just signed for Levante as well.
And Luna C is from...
That's a good name.
Is from Leeds or Bradford?
Bradford,
He's from
yeah.
Bradford, yeah.
Oh, you've shown me Lunacy before.
Yeah. Well, we put battles on in here sometimes when we're cleaning up, or when you're cleaning up and I'm watching battles.
Not bad. Absolutely not bad.
But yeah,
Shotty as well. We like Shotty, don't we?
yeah, Shotty horror.
So, I just want
I
to...
just love and watching him process all
I
of
just
it.
want to... I love finding out about the... There's probably a lot of similarities between stand-up and the... How do you come up? Like... Is there like an under-18s or a youth league?
Yeah.
Because you can't...
You get picked for England.
Yeah?
You're flown over to
tell
battle
you
a
what,
load of Slovakian
he's only 12,
rappers.
but he's amazing. he's been rap battling 42-year-olds. Who's the youngest rap battler you've seen knocking about?
There's Blizzard's probably the youngest one to get to a level where he's on the main cards, but there's
how old
12, 13-year-olds who do it. Like, I mean, the way I started when I was 13, 14, just in school. As soon as you find out that one other person in your school raps, it sort of became like that, you know, oh, you've got to rap battle against him. I was rap battling when I was in school, but obviously then when we started putting videos out when I was like 16, 17 of ones in like parties and stuff, when you realise there's 3 or 4 rappers and they come together, and then it just escalated from there, and then people started watching all those videos, and then leagues started popping up because they realised it was popular on YouTube. Yeah. When YouTube came along, it was a massive explosion of it.
Because they were getting so many views, like hundreds of thousands of views on some of these battles, like people, like young rappers are, in the same way that now we're getting comedians going, can I come on, have a word and promote me book? Like, there's rappers going, if I go and battle in Don't Flop and have a great couple of battles and I get like a few thousand people, then they'll buy me mixtape or they'll.
And it was different. Like when it started, everybody used to battle, used to rap. So you'd be a rapper first and then you'd start battling. But as Don't Flop got bigger and rap battling got bigger, you'd have like comedians or people who weren't rappers who thought, well, do you know what? I might get 100,000 views off doing a decent one of these. So they went into that, and they wouldn't have had a rap song or a rap verse at all, but they go into battling because it became bigger.
But not it's basically bigger, just spoken word, then, isn't it? Starts
spoken word poetry, but with a bit more flow.
Yeah.
Who's I can't, having asked who the youngest is, who's the oldest person you've seen rap battling? I mean,
Tony
on the
Tony. Well, Cashmore, R.I.P. But he was battling till he was 40 odd.
Yeah.
But over in America,
I honestly didn't know how old he was going to be. 40, obviously. You're dead at 40.
I'm sure in America there's older though, isn't there? I'm sure a lot of the American ones have been doing it for that long.
How old's Tony?
Tony is a couple of years older than me, so he's got to be at least 40, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm 37, so
yeah.
I think he's 2 years older than me. 3 Joker Star, Verb T.
Yeah.
They're all around that age as well.
Yeah. Tony gets a lot of shit in battles, as you did as well for being one of the older ones, didn't you? But Tony seemed to get that a lot more than anyone else.
I'm so glad you're here. Because
I
I get fucking hammered on this podcast. And we're all doing fuck. Do you ever worry about that? Because sometimes they're giving me shit about like not watching. I didn't watch Pokemon. I was poking girls. Kobe.
That's a nice little bar. That
was good.
I know.
Kobe yourself.
I made myself cringe. I know.
Former British battle rap champion just told you that was a bar.
Yeah, I know, but he's an old one, isn't he?
Wouldn't fly nowadays. Like back in my day.
But if you had to rap battle someone younger, would you be like, I'm not? Is this gonna?
I've battled kids. I've battled younger people, and I've gone down the whole. What do you know about late night Channel 5 porn and all that? What do you know about WCW? What do you know about all that shit? You know what I mean? David Duchovny and Red Shoe Diaries and all that. Nice. And they just haven't got a fucking clue what I'm talking about.
But as long as it's getting the fucking reaction.
Yeah. But then they say stuff that I've watched. Because of COVID and that, it hasn't really been going on this year. So I've watched a few recently and like, I don't know what they're fucking talking about. The slang's changed. I don't know what they're talking about half the time. But I appreciate that if they're getting a reaction, they must be doing something right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Is there anything that's ever been said I mean, the answer will be yeah, but I suppose what I'm after is an example of like something that someone said to you where you've just gone, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've got me there. Like, that's...
Not really, no.
Not as in, like, you're pissed off. I just mean, like, that's dead good. That's funny.
Yeah, there's loads of times, like... It's hard to explain, like, because it's not personal stuff that's got me, but there's lines that people say to you and I think, that's fucking brilliant, that.
Yeah.
Like, Dirtbag Dan, when he said, like, I'm in the club with my hands up. You're like, in the fucking pub, give me your hands up and all that stuff. But it's hard to explain, like, there's so many, I've done that many. Done nearly 150 odd rap battles.
That's a lot.
Recorded rap battles.
Yeah.
That there's that much stuff that's been said to me.
Yeah.
It just flies over my head, a lot of it.
The one that springs to mind, I hope I've not got this wrong, because Danny McLaughlin, another lad we've had on the couch here, a mate of ours, he loves these battles as well, and he loves the funnier ones, and he's a proper hip-hop head, Danny. Like, he loves...
More than nearly anyone I know.
But, like, he hates all the, like, trying to be the most creative bars. He wants funny as fuck.
Stuff,
like, his favourite battle, as far as I'm aware, is... Big J and Lefty against Matter and P Soldier,
yeah, it's a good one,
which is dead funny when he's just calling him an owl for like 5 minutes. Blood, you look like an owl. It's dead funny. But he's just, every now and then, Danny will just walk into a green room just saying a don't flop bar. And the one he says more than any is what Pedro said to you.
Mum joke, Sam.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
He does say that a lot, yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He'll just walk in and go, mum joke time. Your mum's got a tattoo of the Umbros time.
That's a classic battle. That's another one of the battles that I like, of myself. That one back and forth one was a fucking boss one.
You've battled Pedro about 12 times.
Yeah. He's one of, because we've both been doing it for that long, and we were the ones that would just battle a lot freestyle and stuff.
Yeah.
Every other fucking event, we'd end up getting put in a battle against each other at some point of the event. Like,
Yeah.
Is that good or is that dull? Are you like, if you've done it 11 times, are you like, the 12th's going to be
some
dry?
people can freestyle and some people can't. So what happened is a lot of them
I
is...
can, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So at the events, you'd have all set.
Yo,
do it, Adam.
Yeah.
No, please don't.
Please don't. Please don't. Because it's going to end up in Mother Teresa's pussy real quick.
That's what we're after, innit?
Do you want to rap battle?
question for you.
Do you want to rap battle Mother
I've just
Teresa?
been thinking, is that a signed photo of Mother Teresa?
Yeah.
It is a
How
sign
the fuck
for...
do you get a sign that?
It says up the toffees,
Oh, that's
so
right.
it's definitely legit.
I got
Have you
the
seen who
fucking
she's
Drew
next to?
again.
It
That's
is a
Kevin Webster?
Yeah, signed Kevin Webster.
I've spotted Macho Man over there.
Yeah, that's signed as well.
Favourites of all time, man.
Fucking love it.
It's an eclectic collection.
Elizabeth.
Basically, the reason Mother Teresa's on there is because I was asking Dan whether he'd fuck her, and then someone paid for it and sent us it in to our PO box.
There's a Fred Talbot one there as well.
Also, it's
Is there, yeah?
if anyone
Another
wants to
one
rap
there.
battle
Oh,
Mother
God.
Teresa, now's the time.
Can't get that one on camera, no.
What did you just say?
If anyone wants to rap battle Mother Teresa, now's the time.
I'll fucking spit you up in it.
I
You watch Pokemon. I was poking girls. Classic.
I really want you to teach Dan and have a little battle. I don't know if he's up for it.
Why me? Why not Rowie?
Because he knows it, and he's done some, and he's a bit more adept in it.
Basically, I could have been Don't Flop champion if it wasn't for my injury.
You could have been. You could have been a lot
Could've
of
gone
things.
pro.
You could have been
Could've
a
gone
human
pro.
helicopter.
Did you
if they
do
don't
one of
chop your
those
dick
trap
off.
battles when that was going on?
I've done 3 comedy battles.
Have you, yeah?
I've lost 2, quite heavily, and won 1. Yeah.
Were you at the one when I fell over against Tony Carroll?
Don't know.
that was in the crime, wasn't it?
It was the second crap battle when I battled Tony at the first one, and the second one was in the fucking Holiday Inn, and I was bladdered, and he threw 20p on the floor in pennies, and I went to pick it up and fucking toppled over off
that's
the
so
fucking
funny.
stage.
Now that's where rap battling is probably like comedy. You don't want to fall over.
Yeah,
that's
no,
never
it
good.
wasn't
Is it?
good. But I off the stage as well. So it was a decent. I sold it well, like, you know what I mean. Pretended I was a bit more injured than I was.
Who did I battle when? Because it was
Eddie Fortune.
Eddie Fortune, yeah.
I got battered by him because I didn't write for it, and I was like, he's not going to write for it, but he fucking did, and I just didn't take it seriously. But then I wrote.
You didn't write for it.
I just didn't.
You thought you were going to wing
Who was
it.
asking me for stuff about you? It wasn't Eddie. Who was the second battle?
Daniel Dixon.
No, I wouldn't give him any. Who else did you battle?
It was Daniel Dixon, Eddie Fortune. You know those big names from comedy. And I battled Freddie Quinn in Edinburgh.
I think it might have been Fred asking me for stuff.
Yeah.
About
Me and
your
Freddie
mum?
was close. It was just fun, but neither of us really knew what we were doing. I'd only just started, so that was like 2014, and I'd only just started watching them then, so it was about 7
Yeah,
years.
but you know more than Dan.
I've done 2.
No, I know, but I mean, in terms of
I've
actual...
done 2. I'm 1 and 1.
Oh,
First
you
one went well because he got really personal and started doing rap battling against my agent who wasn't there. It was one of the most amazing things to watch someone lose without even involving me. He was like, yeah, and your agent's a cunt because he doesn't book me for the frog. I'm like, mate, this is not my battle and it's making you look like a bell end. And then the next one, it was Justin Morehouse, who's a mate of mine, and was doing that shithouse thing of going, let's be nice though, let's not be cunts about anything. We're not going to go nasty, are we? I was like, yeah, we'll just be fun. And he started listing girls I'd banged. It was absolutely fucking brutal. And then ended with my dad's got Parkinson's. I was like, Jesus Christ, Justin. He
Justin,
won.
the one who opened your DVD special thing in the...
No, that's
Epstein.
Freddie. That's Freddie.
I know Justin's... I'm sure I must have seen
Oh,
it.
it's all over the shop, yeah.
He's done telly, he's been
Yeah,
doing live
yeah.
nights
Apollo.
and stuff like that.
And you'll know him from doing me in 2016. Yeah.
The bastard.
Would you ever go into it? Would you ever, like, let's say, you know, podcast collapses, comedy forgets about you, and you're just looking for form of income. You're 1-on-1. You're looking at like your job prospects. No one will hire you because you haven't done anything for 20 years.
Why are you trying to make me feel sad? Your cat's dead. You've been bummed by a homeless guy. Your wife's left you because you're a cunt. Would you consider it?
Would you get into it?
Your daughter's a crackhead. We've already talked about it.
You'd have to start with an Eminem 3rd round 8 Mile verse if you've got all that stuff.
Yeah.
I have been bummed.
I think
Cat's
me and you.
dead.
I think me and you at a live event at the end should have a battle. I
Right.
think that'd be fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Looking,
Want to do it?
looking forward to that one. Really looking forward to
I'm
that
going to
one.
pay Oshea to write for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right. Great.
10 grand and it's coming out of your
I'm
half of the Patreon money.
I'm going to get Tony to write for me. Me Uncle Tony. Hiya, T. You're right, Dan.
Do you know what's really funny? How far away the image in your head of Tony is from Tony D.
Yeah.
Because you're
Right.
picturing a 50-year-old fat white guy with heart problems. And he's a really small, skinny black guy.
Yeah. No, I don't really want a rap battle, but
why?
I'll do it for comedy's sake. I'm not doing it here today. You know.
I think you should do a mirror match here today. I reckon you should freestyle battle yourself. What would you say about yourself?
You are such a twat. You're such a twat. In podcasting, there's a moment sometimes where you can literally just go, I've not got it, but for the next minute, here's a fucking grenade and you're holding it. And that's what Adam did. And he literally maneuvered himself for it. Like, what would you do if you were doing a rap battle in your mirror? Go on.
We've got a lot to work with,
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on. What do you mean in terms of self-deprecation?
Yeah.
I've been doing it for a year. I've called myself, I've said,
Glasses.
told everyone I've got a small dick.
Little dick.
I'm a porn addict.
Yeah. You look like an autistic kid.
Is this a rap battle or are you just having a go?
Celebrity
If you're going to just
isn't it?
slam the fuck out of me, my daughter's a crackhead, at least make it rhyme, Adam.
Your daughter isn't a crackhead, but she's got the potential to be one.
Is this an intervention? Could you at least make it rhyme? Got no hair on your fucking head. Your bonce. You look like a nonce. Right, we're going to have a break because I feel really hurt emotionally. So let's have a sponsor from one of the money cunts. You've won me
Don't
over.
say that.
I know. Yeah, but I'm a battle rapper, so I don't give a fuck. See you in Norfolk, bitch.
Hey, listen to this. This podcast, Have a Word, yeah, is sponsored by beer52.com. And we have been for about a year now. They are our OG sponsor. And I've got to tell you about them. If you don't know who they are the #1 craft beer discovery club in the UK. What's a craft beer discovery club, Adam? Well, I'll fucking tell you, mate, okay? What they do is they help you discover craft beer. They send you different craft beers every month from all over the world. Different themes every month as well. You might get a month worth of South African beers. You might get some from Argentina the next month. You might get some from South Korea or something. All over the world, they'll help you discover the best craft beers that you've never heard of. And here's the best thing. Because you're a listener to this podcast, not only do you get a free case of 8 beers and an award-winning beer magazine, for free, just by going to beer52.com/word. All you do, pay the postage and packaging, 8 free beers, free beer magazine, and a little tasty snack as well. And also, it helps us out. You support our sponsors, they support us. This thing can keep going. We can keep the Have a Word gravy train on the fucking track. So go to beer52.com/word right now and get yourself some bevies for nothing.
Right, we've got some correspondence from our good listeners at haveawordpod@gmail.com. If you want to get in on the public. Jonathan Yarker's got a Would You Rather.
Has he?
And it's got a little bit of a hip-hop theme, so I feel like it's very in tune with what we've been talking about. Would you rather? So, Oshea, you just got to literally, you can't be like, I do neither. You got to live or die by one of these in this made-up world that we're making a living.
I really love that you explain Would You Rathers to the guests as if the concept's going to be lost on anyone. You know battle rapping, but we know Would You Rather. So this is you're on our turf now. This is our house. Would you rather be forced to speak with a weird DMX impression voice, including the what at the end of every sentence?
That's Ja Rule.
That's not Ja Rule. That's a stag in heat.
What was that?
Oh, it's mating season. Fucking right. Hey, Rona's done DMX.
That's Kevin Webster, isn't it?
X gon' give it to you. I've had the Rona, and now I'm from fucking Charlie.
Focus.
Right. Would you rather be forced to speak in a weird DMX impression voice, including the what? Did he just do what at the end of everything?
Near enough, yeah.
Yeah. Is it X gon' give it to you?
Yeah.
All right. Clear your throat. It's horrible. I've got the headphones on.
This is me DMX impression.
All right. It's mine.
Got chest infection.
Now you see what everyone's thinking is a black rapper, and what you sound like is my Uncle Tony, the 50-year-old white guy with underlying health issues.
Look out, be careful with fucking COVID.
Or every time you see someone in a wheelchair, you have to suddenly push them along 20 yards and go wee at the top of your voice.
I'd rather do the DMX one, but the wheelchair one seems a lot more funny to do, wouldn't it? I think you're going to get arrested for that one.
The problem with the wheelchair one is, what if you're less than 20 yards from the edge of a cliff?
Push them the other way.
There was a fella that
You gotta live and die by the would you rathers, Jared!
there was a fella at the train station then in a wheelchair.
Was there?
Yeah, and he was facing the track as well.
He's
So
a goner there.
Right, can I just say,
back there to say we as well as I pushed them over.
can I just say, in the would you rather, can you pick the 20 yards where death isn't part of it? You're like, hey lad, you're facing the cliffs. I've got 4 to play with. You're 16 yards of fucked here. Mate, you can just turn them and then do the 20 yards.
It doesn't say that.
Oh, it doesn't. So let's just assume it's murderous.
I'd actually like to just say, I'll do both.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, do it while you're pushing them.
Who? No, that's Al Pacino. That's Al Pacino pushing someone in a wheelchair.
She had a great chair, and you got your ass all the way in it.
I've laughed a fart out.
Oh, God. I would love to have DMX's voice.
Would you?
I'd love to have DMX's nose right now, wherever he is. Can I call bullshit on your fucking arse?
It's a bad one.
Oh, Adam, bloody row. This is happening all the time. You're boffing on the pod.
I think
Dan,
my
have you seen
girlfriend gave me
the,
food poisoning.
Have you seen a video when DMX does a concert to like an entire continent?
Yeah, it's mad that, isn't it?
Fucking
Unbelievable.
insane.
You are?
He's on stage and there's about 17 million people in the crowd.
Where is he?
He's in Africa somewhere. He performs. It's like one of the biggest crowds ever.
Oh, my God.
You can't not
unbelievable,
see
like-
crowd.
You can't see it.
Have you
It's in
seen the start
horizon.
of The Lion King? It's like that.
Careful.
Why?
No, I don't know.
Why?
I just
The
feel
Lion
like...
King is set in Africa.
Yeah, and it's a really good representation of Africans. So DMX is on stage, the giraffes are there, the hippo are there,
Yeah.
and he's going, X gon' give it to you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what it looks like. He's like,
Why can I only think of one DMX song? I can just think of X gon' give it to you. Is that the only one he had?
Oh, he's fucking loads, hasn't he?
Is it?
Party up in here.
Party Up in Here
is
my
that
favourite.
the
That is-
only one he had?
It's the only one. You don't know anything about DMX.
Rough
Come on,
Riders.
behave.
Do?
Rough Riders.
Slippin' Rough Riders album.
All right, okay.
Anthem, sorry. What's the one with Cisco? What these bitches want? That's a good one. It is. I like that song.
In your accent, that was
Where
like,
the hood at?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
DMX is great. Oh.
that's my stage entrance song. I want to get a bit aggy.
right,
It was Little Green Bag, but DMX could be the next one.
right.
Did you have a walk-on song, Oshea?
No, but when they started doing the wrestling music to walk on, I had the Bret Hart theme, which I wasn't too happy about because I wasn't a huge Bret Hart fan, to be honest.
Did you not get to pick your own?
No, they picked it for us. So we just had to accept it.
Have you got a walk-on song? If you pick...
Yeah.
No, because I'm a fucking adult comedian. It's the kind of thing you do when you're a kid and you're like, oh, I'm going to walk on to this. And you're like, do you want to write your first joke? Never mind that. I'm going to walk on to the Foo Fighters. That'll be cool.
What was your walk-on song at the live show?
Yeah, if you...
Oh, yeah, but that was just...
I don't mean in real life.
No, I mean-
I don't mean like you walk into Greg's and they put fucking Wannabe by the Spice Girls on.
It's what you heard. It's what you hear it. Right.
Is his Here Comes the Money, Shane McMahon, isn't it?
It was Let Me Clear
wasn't
My
Clash.
Throat, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Da, 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 da. I was just doing a coronavirus joke.
If you went
it
on
wasn't
tour-
my real intro.
If you went on tour
Yeah.
and you were playing the Preston Arena, what's it called in Preston?
It's called the Preston Arena.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, 28,000 people right next to the KFC in the bus station. What you on about?
It's no arena.
There isn't an arena in Preston. It's fucking Preston.
What's the big thing there then?
It's closed down. the theatre, the Charter Theatre.
What's the biggest venue in Preston?
The Guildhall. It
Which
was.
is-
I think it's closed down. You're making me feel sad about Preston. Can I do my hometown gig somewhere else?
Yeah.
Right, great.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Manchester.
Yeah,
You're doing the MEN?
I'll do the Wigan Arena. Go
You're
on.
doing the MEN arena?
Yeah.
Yeah? 12,000 people,
Can't wait.
right?
Yeah.
Dan Nightingale.
Yeah.
Work in progress,
Right.
right? Getting warmed up for your big tour.
I always love doing 12,000 arena shows for work in progress.
Yeah.
Here's another joke I've just thought of. Let me know what you think of this.
But what's your Warhorn song going to be? You've got to. It's got to be big.
It's got to go big.
You know what I mean? You got to go big for a room like that.
Huge, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Step to and Son, the theme tune.
What's that? I wish just
That'd
once
work.
you take this seriously.
Yeah, sorry, I'll take it seriously. While I waft away the smell of your bum. Something hip-hoppy, but, something cool hip-hop. I'd like Run the Jewels at the moment of, like...
Something cool.
I don't know. Like some of their stuff or...
You sound like
or Logic,
40-year-old white
maybe.
man.
I don't know. Like you can't... Yeah, something hip-hoppy, but not... Can't go DMX, because it's a bit like 2002, innit?
What was going to be my other one? If I didn't... Because mine's Place Your Hands by Reef. That's what I always come on to. It's just habit now and I'm sort of sick of it. What was the other one going to be?
I don't know. But
$1 billion, $1 billion. Which one is it?
fucking
Fat
Fat
Man
Man
Scoop.
Scoop.
Fat Man Scoop. It's a good intro song now. Yeah. Big drop. That one.
Can you enjoy hip hop? Because we've said this with comedy loads. Like we watch comedy now, and you start to see the joins, and you sort of see the bits, and you try and predict where it's going. Are you the same with hip hop, listening to hip hop, or is it so separate from what you do that you can?
I don't know if it's just because I'm at an age, but I listen to hip hop more than anything else, but I still listen to the same hip hop I used to listen to when I was 17, 18, 19. So I'm still listening to DMX and Method Man and Redman and MOP and people from that generation and Wu-Tang more than... I couldn't tell you a Future song or a Logic song, or I couldn't tell you any of them.
Yeah.
But I still listen to it. I could tell you Jay-Z's old songs, but I couldn't tell you anything he's done the last 10 years.
Oh, it's tragic. Music could have stopped in 2008,
I'm telling
and I'd
you.
have been all right. I'm at that point where I know there's some.
Ever since 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying album came out, I don't think I've listened to much after it.
At the
I think
pinnacle.
that was the pinnacle of where it ended for me, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That was the last great hip-hop album for me.
Yeah.
It's weird how
And
like,
obviously there has been bossed up,
Yeah.
but it's just...
it just misses you. Like, it's weird how sort of... I seen a tweet about this from Laura Lex not so long ago, and I don't agree with what she said, but it set me off on a train of thought. She said something like, McFly are a much better band than the Beatles, and it's just nostalgia that tells people otherwise. That was what she said. Right, now I don't agree with that even a little bit, but
Sounds like clickbait.
it's weird the way nostalgia plays that role in music, though,
It
isn't
is, isn't it?
Because, like, the 70s and 80s, and, like, my dad's like, oh, this is fucking great, this shit. And some of it's dog shit. And there's some great music and tunes that come out now. But, like, you'll never see it that way. And, like, I'm just wondering, like, in 30 years, are we going to be saying the same
Yeah.
to the next
Saying
generation?
that's
of
it's just
course, yeah.
noise, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to be saying.
It's like mumble rap. Obviously, I can't stand it, but people love it, don't they? So there must be... That generation thing must happen, mustn't it?
Yeah, you associate it with a part of your youth, don't you?
Yeah.
I remember being 17, 18, listening to The Verve, and I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I associate now urban hymns. When I hear Lucky Man or anything, I go, God, yeah, being 17, 18 was great. I was invincible. I was getting laid. You're never going to have the same association when you're like 53 and you've just had a hip replacement. You're like, oh, I heard this song when I was in hospital, convalescing after major surgery.
It's a bit like
it's
role
gonna-
reversal as well, isn't it, with bands like McFly and that? Because when I was a kid, and McFly, but I was not a kid, but weren't they like a bit of a joke?
Yeah.
And same even with Take That, when I was younger, 13, 14, when they were out, everyone used to think, fucking hell, they're the worst band ever.
It's for little girls.
But then when you grow up, people seem to have a lot more respect for them now, don't you? The opposite way of what it usually goes.
I remember Alex Boardman said something to me about like Take That. So he said he had like this moment, and I used to spend a lot of time in the car with Alex because we used to play footy on a Monday morning, and he would drive from Manchester to play footy with us in Liverpool, and he would pick me and Carl up sometimes on the way to footy because footy was like 20 minutes from where we lived, and neither of us drove, and it was on his way from Manchester to the pitch. He'd drive past our house. So I spent a lot of time when Carl didn't play. It was just me and Alex in the car. And talking about like comedy and stuff. And he said in his head, Tom Stade is the best comic in the UK working, and he's including McIntyre. He's like, as far as I'm concerned, Tom Stade is a better comic than Michael McIntyre is. But for some reason, I never understood why McIntyre was more successful. He said, and then on the same night, his missus went to see Take That, and he went to see like his favourite band, who were a lot smaller. And he was in the O2 in Liverpool, which holds like 1,000 people. And Take That were in like at Old Trafford with like 30,000 people or whatever. And it was like that night he went, oh, it's the same. Take That are massive, but they're nowhere near as good as these. But it's because they're so much more accessible and it's easier to get.
Yeah. And when you get to a certain age, it's almost like your hard drive's full, isn't it? Like, unless you're if you're really into music, that's how I feel. Some of these bands that these young lads are into now probably are technically or like talent-wise as good as what I was into.
Of course, yeah.
But I'm 40 and I drive a Volvo
it,
and my hard drive of like music I give a shit about is nearly full. And they're at the point where like it's so important to them and like but I don't ever want to turn into one of those guys who's like, what's this shit?
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to this because I know stuff that's being listened to now is probably fucking great. But I think everyone's got a bit of Alex Boardman in them going, I like that and I love it and that's my sort of thing.
Yeah.
What would you go to? Dream gig, I could get you a ticket, no Rona. Tomorrow night you can watch, we've had this question a few times on the pod.
Mobb Deep.
Really?
Yeah. They're probably my favourite band. I've seen MOP. I've seen Method Man, I've seen Redman. Mobb Deep are of all my favourite.
What's the famous MOP? What's the one that got remixed?
Anti-Up.
Oh, Anti-Up.
Yeah.
And there's
when I went to see
one
them, someone got stabbed to death in the toilet. Went down to London to watch them.
Right, probably them Norfolk lads coming down.
I'm telling you, it was a very, very dodgy
in the house.
It was a very dodgy atmosphere there. Like,
what did they get stabbed to death in the toilet for?
Gang shit. It was. I wasn't involved in any of it. You know what I mean? We all got dragged out and everyone got searched and all that. Someone had been stabbed in the toilet.
Adam, I know someone's been stabbed, but do you know what it was about? I think it was toilet roll, so it's got pretty nasty in there.
Oh, but sometimes it does get a bit eggy in the toilet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I remember one time I was having a wee and some fella was trying to look at me dick. I nearly fucking stabbed that cunt.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have a knife though, so.
Just stab him with your dick.
Do you hate that though? You know when you're having a wee and you try and have a look.
What's your dream gig?
You'll be allowed to just piss on them if they look at you.
I've thought that.
Have you never looked?
You probably end up getting stabbed there.
I have, but like, do you not hate that? Do you never feel like?
I'm gonna ask, mate.
No, I love it, Adam. I love it. I'm like, everybody, I'm here.
And especially when they've had the option to leave a gap of a urinal and they come right fucking next to you.
Yeah.
Like a fucking super nonce and they're in the right next one and then they're having a little, I'm like, leave my fucking...
Were you there at this gig? Do you know something about this?
No.
Was someone clock your knob at a Mobb Deep gig? Right, we need to move on here. It's getting...
It's really funny and interesting.
What was the question?
No, unsurprisingly...
It's the DMX question.
What?
I'm still on the DMX wheelchair question.
Nah. That's gone on it.
What are we talking about?
Ended up in a toilet.
Well, we didn't really answer the question, did we? What would you rather do? I need closure.
He didn't need closure until you told him he needed closure. I'd look at your dick. I'd be that guy. I would be the...
I'd kill the disabled people. That's what I'd do.
Okay, good. And that's the closure.
I nearly said something really horrible there. That definitely would have been...
Oh, dear.
Say it and I'll cut it out.
No, it's fine.
Pussy.
If I know it's over the line, considering what we've said and done on this podcast in the past year, then...
Oh, shit, the time. Right, let's do a have a word and then bounce. Right. So this guy has got in touch. He wants to be anonymous. Right, he said, all right, lids. How are we? Want to know if it's me you need to have a word with or this bird that I've been banging. So... To set the scene, I'm 24 and just out of a 2.5-year relationship, so I wanted to get back on the Tinder bike, match with this 28-year-old bird from Widnes, and we've seen each other a few times, and then we've slept together. I asked if she was the only one of her friends without kids, as there had been no mention of children from her side and nothing on her social media, etc. And her response was, yeah, quite firm. She said yes. Fast forward to the day after the jiggery pokery, and she messaged me telling me I need to know something. She drops the bombshell that in fact she has a 9-year-old kid. I'm immediately taken aback, as this kid was nowhere to be seen during the 2 occasions I was at hers. No pictures, no mention during the month or so we had been chatting, and then obviously she's flat out lied. Am I being a cunt for using this as a get-out clause, or do I have a valid point to fuck her off on? And that's from Anonymous.
Okay, so first of all, there are no 28-year-old women in witness who don't have 9-year-old children. So he needs to stop being so naive, doesn't he?
Yeah. 9-year-olds that age, you don't really need to worry about them anyway, do you? I wouldn't be bothered if it was 9.
That's a really good point. It's not like he's going to have to wipe this kid's
That's
ass.
what I mean. If it's 1 and 2 and she wants you to get involved with them, that's when you need to bounce. But 9-year-old goes with his dad's, can't he?
Yeah.
That's my view.
And if his dad's not around, give him a fucking cheese string and tell him to fuck off for a bit so
Fortnite
he can knob his
upstairs.
mark.
Just give him like a bus pass, like a daily bus pass, let him fucking ride around town for a bit.
Yeah.
Just let him watch whatever film he wants if he's 9. Because he'll watch whatever he wants then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Exorcist.
9-year-old's just a little dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you've got a bit of expendable income, you could be like, mate, let's just, cards on the table. Here's £30 cash. I want to bang your mum.
Just buy him
All
new
right.
footy boots all
We'll
the
be
time.
mates.
Is that not prostitution, though? Doesn't that make a 9-year-old a pimp?
Prostitution.
I wish also I'd not looked directly at Adam while I was imagining talking to a 9-year-old and talking about banging mums. Like, here, Adam, here's 30 quid.
No, but wouldn't that make the kid a pimp if he's taking payment so his ma can get dicked?
No, it's not. It's not payment for the sex. It's just payment to
Hush
fuck
money.
off.
And I doubt he's cutting it in either.
I think O'Shea's got a good point there, man.
Bit old in it, 9. You can get away with that.
Oh, if you're 24 though, or you're getting involved with the, I think what he's saying is basic. He's done anyway.
Yeah,
isn't
he wants out. So he wants out, doesn't he?
Yeah,
gotta bail.
after a month, you don't have to be like, you don't have to take the moral high ground. Like, you lied, madam. I would have married you. I would have fathered your 9-year-old child. £30 everywhere.
How long did she hide it for?
A month.
He does, that's his get out clause though. I'm gonna ask that you've got kids. It's like you lied to me. It's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Bam, easy.
Yeah. He has got a really
He holds
good-
all the cards here, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
I think what he should do.
Here we go. Buckle up. Buckle up. We've had the responses that we thought we get, but now Adam's winding up. Swing, bala, bala, bala.
I just, I think he needs to respect her.
You can hear it.
can't
You
even
can
get-
hear his voice.
I think what he should definitely do is just stick around for another month and lie to her
Right.
about something. Do you know what I mean?
Get it back.
Get it back. Make it even. Don't just leave. Because, if he leaves now, he's lost. He got lied to and he never got to lie back. So what he should do is shag one of her mates and outright deny her for a month and then leave her.
Just so glad there was no more 9-year-olds involved in that one.
And,
Kidnap the kid.
kidnap the kid.
Use it as a ransom. Like I want a mill. All your kids getting pushed in the maze.
Kidnap the kid. Take the kid on holiday so that the kid doesn't even want to go back.
Right. Just ghost her. Do you remember before you were like, never ghost someone? I think ghosting might be the better version of abducting the child and taking it
Ghosting's
out of the
really nasty.
country.
It makes people have questions. Like,
Yeah,
what did I do wrong?
Kidnap, Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. Child abduction is frowned upon as well. Ghosting, yeah, they're both bad.
But if he takes that kid to fucking West Derby or something and finally gets that kid out of witness, the kid will be made up.
One more, and then I've got a bounce. He's put what?
Are we finished with that one?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Do you want to do more?
I wanted to go into more details about how the kidnap would work, but no, we can move on. It's fine.
Like, really? I'm so Adam, can I apologise for stunting your artistic flow? Yeah.
What's the next one?
Okay. Oh, now you want the next one? You won't talk
You've
about
ruined it.
Right, cool. Could you have a word with my missus? I
Yeah,
don't
happily.
mind being a porn star. Actually, I'd love it for the other half. I object to it being filmed, though. So this guy's saying he loves shagging, but he just doesn't want it filmed, though. Not saying it wouldn't happen, but don't want to see myself on social media somewhere down the line. Apparently, according to her, that makes me a bore, and it's causing an issue.
Right, so
Can you have a word?
let's just, because that sounds a bit clunky. He hasn't written that very well. I don't know what's wrong with our listeners. A lot of them can't write.
I didn't edit this one. Sometimes I edit them down.
Yeah.
He did
What
this.
he's saying is, I like shagging me missus and I'm dead good in bed, but I don't want her to film it in case we split up and she posts it online.
She's asked if they can film it.
Yeah. Have you ever had a filmy?
Oh, yes, he has. Look at that face.
No.
Have you not?
No. Why'd you, because I smiled, you were like, what has he done?
Have you never had like a tape of you
I don't
back
honestly.
in the day?
A gramophone.
Have you had any?
Got a box set, mate.
Got a box set?
Yeah, 3 DVDs. Nah, but he's got to use his own phone, hasn't he? It's obvious. Say, I will do it, but I'm using this phone, and you're not getting access to it.
Right.
But what's the point? Doesn't she want having a little flap when he's not around?
That's how he's got to show it. So you can do
You wanna
that.
watch it?
Look at it. Just stand there like that.
Don't touch it. Oh, you've wiped on the screen.
Yeah, I think what he needs to do
Would you film? Would you film? Are you could you see yourself filming it?
again.
You. Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
I know you have.
yeah.
You told me.
You didn't film it. I know you guys are close.
I'm with the
He
production,
directed
but
Oh my
Wasn't
God.
in here, was he?
He directed it. Just had him on loudspeaker.
I know content is king, but lads.
I've filmed.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've filmed.
With someone else?
Shoot right off.
With someone else?
Of course, with someone else.
suck on his own knob off.
That is Carl.
Just fucking wanking in a minute. I mean,
Has
actually,
Carl
I have done that
directed
as well.
one of your wanks?
I've
Pick up the pace, lad. Come on.
like
girls like it.
right.
Girls like having a little sort of, oh, we did this, didn't we? Yeah. They're no longer on my phone because they're from past ventures.
Relationships.
Ventures.
We'll say relationships.
We'll say ventures.
Hey, Oshea, is it just me? I feel like when you're a bit older, you're like, I'm glad that I wasn't around for the era of the dick pic. It was great. You couldn't send a dick pic on a Nokia 3210.
Did you ever take a Polaroid and just post it?
Did I take a Polaroid?
And post
The
it?
saddest moment in your life, like,
All right, boss.
oh, it's
No
come out
Polaroid as
nice.
well.
That look at that.
You better not be using a Polaroid. I bought you for that.
Yeah, I'll do. You bought me a Polaroid for Christmas. I will take a dick. I'll take a dick pic
No, I
with
don't
it.
want you to.
Did you never do that though? Was dick pics just not a thing before digital
Yeah,
cameras?
no.
So you
Still
didn't
very,
like post?
very strange dick pics, aren't they?
Yeah.
In general. Yeah. Moving on.
I actually asked my missus the other day if I went away, would she want me to send her pictures of me dick? And she said very politely that she would not.
in different places around the world. That'd be amazing. Little Adam.
Look, it's old Pub the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Fucking hell. Here he is, little Adam in front of the Trevi fountain. Fucking hell. The fucking carbonara are all over with guns. They're getting
I
arsey.
call him Little Vinny actually. But
I know they're not called the fucking carbonara. It was a joke before anyone fucking tweets at me.
yeah, I asked her. I was like, because you know what I mean. If I'm seeing a girl and she sends me a nude, you like it, don't you? It's fucking good. You're like, what? Look at that.
Oh, I'm just.
But like, I just don't think. Like, I think the attraction to me has to be from beyond the visual. Do you know what I mean? I don't think I've necessarily got the worst face in the world, but you know, me stood in a mirror with me dick out, I just don't think anyone's like gonna be super into that.
Do you like it? You doing your set with your knob? Then it's got your personality in.
No, but like,
I know what he's saying though. With Adam,
with a
dick
beautiful
out,
woman,
yeah.
a picture in the mirror, like at the best angle, showing your arse and all that. That's good for us, innit? Because we're like, wow,
That's
look at that.
all you need. If Adam's sending a dick pic, it's got to come with like his credit rating, a fucking screenshot of his bank account.
Yeah,
But girls do like from my experience, girls do like a video of a lad wanking. Like not like unrequested.
Ladies, at haveawordpod@gmail.com, and any of our gay female listeners that Adam ingratiated himself with early, could you back up what Adam's just saying? Because I know this about my lesbian friends. They love a DM of a wanking pic.
No.
Hey, come on.
No.
You picked the wrong team here, girl.
You're taking that out of context. I'm not saying that's a way to say hello. I'm not saying drop in the DMs and be like, hey, love, get on this. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is girls who are getting either in a relationship or are in that flirty stage, like, a Snapchat of a little spaff. They're into that.
Mate, it's not-
Well, they have to ask for it or at least okay it in advance.
Yeah. I don't know.
I couldn't think of anything
Have you
less.
never sent one?
No, and I couldn't think of anything less attractive than yours in the entire world.
I've got quite a nice looking dick, you know, it's quite handsome.
Honestly.
It's only got
And-
one vein.
Yeah, and you should see it in front of the fucking Sphinx and the pyramid. when
Touching the top of the
little
roof.
Adam's dick was in Egypt, he had a great time. You know, in Camel Land. Here's my dick riding a camel.
You're doing a lot of justice there.
Oshea hasn't talked for about 12 of the minutes of this because he's just like, you fucking bellends. Is this what you do as a job?
It is.
Yes, fair enough.
But here's the thing, right?
Go on.
I'm not lying. And the women, our many female listeners, will back me up on this. They would rather see a video of a man wanking than a picture of a still dick.
There's just so many opportunities to do no context have a words with Adam today. He's been on absolute fire. You have been a no context have a word machine today. Can we do a poll then on Twitter? I really think you need to back this up because I don't think girls want to see us spanking it. I know my wife does not. I'm at the point in life where if my wife sends me a picture and she's naked, it's to fuck it. It's like, I found a rash. That's where we're at. I'm not even joking. Like, does that look like, is that a stretch mark? Oh, God.
Have you never exchanged anything like this?
I've never sent a dick pic or a wank video, no.
Yeah, I mean,
They're all weird, you know.
Never, no.
Oh, Finn's got something to say.
Finley!
I've not taught the whole episode, but yeah, I'm with Adam on this one.
Girls like it, don't they?
In my experience, yeah.
See? He's been with one girl for 10 years, and maybe she's just not into it. You're from the dark ages, and he's in your age range.
I'm 39 years old. You're from the dark ages. You're doing well to work a phone. Never mind, get your dick out.
It's attractive to them because they're like, that's my dick. I could be wanking that off.
At Have a Word Pod will be on Twitter
Benny Mac. I
later,
sent them to Benny
where
Mac.
Twitter can decide this. It's what?
Adam's sending wank videos to Bernie Mac by the sounds of it.
I thought you said Danny Mac. I was like, he's not going to like that, mate.
That's mad, it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you know. Obviously, I'm in a relationship, so I can't be sending them. But if any girls watching want one of those videos, I've got a couple of friends who are single who could provide them for any women out there who are going through a dry patch.
What if... I don't think dry patch was the right turn of phrase to use there.
Vaginally.
Oh God. What if they're female £10 patrons? You send a dick pic then, wouldn't you?
No.
Oh, come on.
I'd have to ask if I'm allowed.
Right, okay, cool.
It has to be signed.
Signed?
Oshea, I'm sorry about the end.
It's all right, mate, it's all right.
I've really enjoyed it. I feel like we talked about rap battling to the point where we're like, God, it's been so long since we've extensively talked about penises. Where can we find you? Where can we see your stuff? I think a lot of these people are going to want to see you do your thing.
YouTube, we just put Oshea in, or Dick Limerick Academy, all stuff, videos, music videos, songs. We're on Bandcamp, Twitter, Oshea EFC, all the usual things, Spotify, Amazon Music, all that stuff.
And if you are looking, if you've never really watched any rap battles or listened to any of them and you're looking for sort of a gateway drug into it, I would tell you to watch Oshea battle Tony D. You see pretty much everything that Don't Flop has to offer in one battle.
Yeah.
And I love Tony D. And I think he's one of the best ever. And I still think you won that one.
It's one of them, and it's probably the best to watch if you want to see the full spectrum of street jokes, bars, cleverness.
Because on top, like we will wrap up in a sec, but like you're known for being more jokes, and he's known for being more bars. But because you're facing each other as well, you both do each other's thing in it as well, and you both show you've got that sort of string to your bow as well as.
I'm not joking. He absolutely. It's not just like blowing smoke. He fucking loves rap battles. I know that you've loved today because you've been looking forward to getting Oshea in.
Totally.
I really appreciate it, man. It's been fascinating.
Thank you for having me
and
on,
we'd love
man.
to have you back. Sure. Go and check his stuff out. Go and check our Patreon out, patreon.com/haveawordpod. We are going to start filming the big quiz, Carl's big special quiz that's only going to be on Patreon. It has been a pleasure today. I've really enjoyed it. Adam, anything we need to add?
No, I don't think so. My stand-up special is edging ever close to 100,000 views. If you don't mind, go and watch that. Adam Rowe Club Comic on YouTube. Merch is at haveaweirdpod.com. And as Dan said, we got one of the best Patreon memberships in the game. There's 2,500 people on there now, and we've been nice to it 3,000 sometime soon. So, just go and sign up and tell your mate too as well.
Bye, Felicia.
In a bit.